What's up, everybody? I am really sorry about that. I got into OBS, which is where you stream from, and I had no microphone. And then every video and things kept saying I need to restart my computer, so it was inevitable. But welcome to the Underground Crypto Deep Dive Show. Just have to fix something in the back end of YouTube real quick, and I will be with you. I won't make you watch the whole countdown again. Hopefully I can do it quicker than that. Just got to get rid of the duplicate stream here. I don't want to have both streams going. Okay, yeah. All right, let's hit that like button, everybody, because the last stream got messed up, so all the likes on that stream don't count towards this stream. Certainly do appreciate everybody, though. All right, I think we're ready now. Mic check's good. All right, and we are actually live this time. Sorry about that. That actually might be the fastest I've ever restarted my computer and set up a stream ever. So here we are over at the Crypto Bubbles, and I'm going to give a minute for people to trickle in here. There's only 3 people on the stream. That can't be right. I know that one guy's here. Melissa is here. I'm watching it. So just give it a minute to catch up. We're looking at the Crypto Bubbles 1 through 100, as we always do when we start. Let me open TradingView so that we can look at that in just a second. So we got Chili's. There's been a lot of talk about Chili's. Pretty crazy to see this thing come back. I feel like I own some of this somewhere, but don't ask me where because I don't really know. But anyways, it's up 10.7% today. Where's Blues Guy? He might be busy. Monero had a nice pump, 6.4%, up to looks like 479. It's pulled back like $3. That's not bad at all. Raise that at Crypto IQ. Smash the like button. Join the Discord, says that one guy. Absolutely. I saw you over on Lifer's channel. Was supposed to take the day off, but got cooking. Hey, I'm pretty sure you said you won your first, Poly bet? So that's pretty cool. Tell us a little bit about that. What was that? Also, somebody tell Blues Guy that we're live. Tell Camsta that we're live. Camsta was in the Discord. He should be here. Lets you buy your favorite team's token and vote on things that happen with the team. Oh, Chili's. Yeah, exactly. Chili is pretty cool. It's been a long time since Chili was really relevant and people really cared about it, so it's pretty cool. Midnight, 6.7%. Rain, Maker, Cake, Poll, all getting a little bit of a pump today. Let's hop down to the 100 to 200 here. He says, I'm here, you're blind, my man. Hey, you hadn't commented yet, so I didn't know. All right, so we got River at 23.3%. Build On, which is in the World Liberty Finance ecosystem, I believe, 14.4%. The White Whale just had a pullback, I guess, because it just dropped from like 30 something to 29.5. Pippin down 18.5%. Has it even pumped lately? No. Wow, Pippin fell off a cliff again. And what is this just? It's down 10% today. I don't even know what it is. DEXE. I don't know what that is. So maybe we're going to have a bunch of cool tokens to look at when we get to our what is trending. AKT, Akash Network, had a 20% pump today. That VVV coin looks like it's still been going. Yeah, it didn't really have a whole lot of pullback there. CTC, Credit Coin. Doesn't that sound fun? That sounds like a fun coin to be a part of. This Zeta chain. I believe this token got delisted on MEXC. I think I was telling you guys yesterday about TMAI, which was Token Metrics AI token or whatever for like the AI they use to make picks. People pay $100 or more a month for Token Metrics, and like their AI token or whatever it was just absolutely did nothing, and it was kind of annoying. But they delisted it over on MEXC. I had to find a different place to hold it because, you know, that thing's going to pump. Like they're going to, if I would have just sold it because they delisted it, then it'll pump on me, so I'm going to hold it. Dude, I've made 18 trades on prediction markets, poly markets. Camsta says question mark. I'm printing, bro. It's for real easy, bro. Way more chill than Lev. It's on MEXC. If you got the futures tab, it says prediction futures. Okay. And if you say you think it's going to go up or down a certain amount of time. Okay. That's really interesting. I didn't know they had it on MEXC like that. I haven't been using MEXC as much because I always have to have a VPN on, especially not with the stream. I would like to use it, you know, with the stream and stuff, but I don't know how it'll go. If I got to try it one day and stream, you know, with a VPN on like that. I have a feeling it'll probably mess everything up though. So we're going to come for our rundown here, but what I've started doing before we do our number rundown of where everything's at, I want to bring up BTC on Trading View. I think it's a good thing to do, you know, very early in the show. I think people will like that. All right. So this is pretty much what I've drawn for, I don't know, yesterday on BTC. And I don't think I'd move it too much. You could kind of pull it back here a little bit, make them touch just a little bit better. I mean, you're mostly just making yourself feel good at that point, right? And it looks like, you know, you kind of fell out of it, and then it's threatening to go the opposite way. Kind of like a fake out breakout. We're pretty far away, honestly, from the 200 on the 1 hour. Definitely looks like, I don't know, do we break any? You know, you have your low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, higher low, and then you broke that higher low structure, but you did kind of double bottom here. Kind of double bottomed there on the 1 hour. So does that mean maybe you kind of get some nice support? I don't know. It's a little early. You know, we got all of Sunday to get through. Said, do me either, tell the lifer. Do me either, tell lifer, showed me this is easy, bro. You have to try this, bro. Okay, I'll check it out. In 2 minutes, if BTC is above 90,650, I make $54. And do you lose $54 if it's not? I'm starting small to just mess with max you can do is $250 a trade. You can only have 5 trades open at one time. Okay, that's definitely good to know. And just give me one moment. I'm gonna text Blues Guy. I don't think he had anything going on here. He might have fell asleep or something. I know he was kind of off this weekend. Another thing that you could do with this, if I'm kind of readjusting here, is maybe something a little bit more like this, and you're starting to get the breakout. I guess. Let's see. Where am I even taking that measured move? Oh, I'm taking the measured move from there. It's definitely a big measured move. Let's drop into the 15. I don't see a whole lot changing here. We kind of want to get into the more local price action here. This is a little bit questionable. I wouldn't really run with that as an inverted head and shoulder personally, but maybe some people would. Thank you, Camsta. Is that the first time you've sent in a super chat, Camsta? I can't remember. Hey, thank you very much. I set the goal a little bit high today. It was 5 super chats in 2 hours. I made the time a lot longer. But, and of course, if we don't reach it, no big deal. Nice, that one guy. So P&L is plus negative 80% your position. Okay. So on the 15, yeah, first one. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate you big time, especially on a Saturday night like that. That was really great timing, Camsta. Thank you. And shout out for always being here and a part of the mission to raise people's crypto IQ. And here's what I kind of want to get into. Kind of start at the opposite spectrum, right? 1 minute above the 200. 3 minute, I'm sure is. 5 minute is. 7 minute is. 10 minute. 15 minute. So the 10 minute is above, but the 15 minute isn't. So, and the 15 minute is a pretty critical time frame. You can see how we popped above the 200 for a second, and then now we're just kind of chilling. First one, but I gotta leave for a while, guys. Sorry, I'll be here tomorrow. No worries, Camsta. I heard you say you had plans with your wife or whatever. It's a Saturday night, man. You were here and you sent a super chat. That was awfully kind of you, Camsta. Have a great night with your wife or your, whatever family, whatever you're doing. And, God bless you, bro. So we're pushing up against that 200 on the 15. That's very much where I would be looking. So because of that lifer training, that lifer teaching here, I'm all about setting these alerts. I got to set it a little higher than that 15-minute candle. Otherwise, it'll just automatically go off. So, yeah, I want to see this 15-minute break above. So we got a little alert. We're going to switch back into our normal programming here, back to the price rundown. And if I get that alert to go off during the stream, I will definitely tell you about it, and we'll hop back over. That one guy, thank you very much. That one guy, you must have a VPN on or something. How do you always send money in like euros? I know you're not in Europe. When I try to send money with a VPN on, I basically have to get out of the VPN for a second. I never can actually send it. Melissa coming through, with a sticker. That actually, I think, is our first super chat sticker that I've ever seen. I think on anybody's channel, really, but especially mine. Thank you, Melissa. Also, first ever super chat, I believe, was Melissa. Pretty confident on that. So now also first ever super chat sticker, Melissa, as well. Oh, man, I needed that. I needed that a lot. Them electrolytes. All right, let's do our price rundown here. And it's a great Saturday night. Even if we have a small amount of people here, it's still a wonderful Saturday night, if you ask me. So we got Bitcoin coming in at 90,604, up like $50 from when I looked at it first. Dang, the one guy coming, yeah, that one guy. It's so weird. I'm just used to calling you Bankroll now. Bankroll coming in again with another $2, 2 euros. I don't know what the conversion rate is there, but thanks so much, everybody. I really appreciate all of you. Big love to all the undergrounders and all of the hard dedication that we put in, day out. Green Fingers, I don't think I've ever seen you come to the stream yet. It says, sup gang, what's up, man? Does this later time work a little bit better for you? Green Fingers, what time is it where you're at? You never know where bankroll is. Exactly. ATL, sup, bro? Does that mean you're in Atlanta, Green Fingers? You in Atlanta, Georgia? All right, so Bitcoin 90,600, still above 90. Ethereum still above 3,000, 3,091, pushing close to that 3,100. XRP still above $2. BNB above 900. So although we're kind of down to the wire on everything, this is a pretty good spot, right? Oh, it's 3:27 a.m. Wow, man. So have you not gone to bed yet, or are you just getting up? That's the question. Yeah, so everything kind of above those psychological levels. We have Solana climbing up a little bit, 135. It is being held down pretty good. Same with Dogecoin, 13 cents. It's down 5% in the last 7 days. I don't like that. Cardano, 38 cents. Monero, 478. We kind of covered that in our bubbles. 10% in the last 7 days, though. Zcash done fallen off the map. It was always right here, relatively close. XLM 22 cents, up 1.1% in the last 7 days. We got Sweet $1.80, up 7.1%. This thing is holding up pretty good, even though it had come down a lot. Dang, that one guy with another one says, you the man, bro. Man, we're getting awfully close to that super chat. And I don't know what I set it at. I think maybe they have to be over $2 to count. Doesn't really matter, but we're really close. Green Fingers is the homie, man. Yeah, I see him in the Discord for sure. I recognize the name right away. Look at Zcash. Zcash, $378. If you held this Zcash, man. But are they just going to use this FUD to push it way down and then pop it back up so they can make a bunch of money? You never know with these things, right? Avalanche, $13.71. Hyperliquid, $24.15. HBAR, 11 cents. Canton Network, a high 12 cents, almost 13 cents. And then we're going to go see where Flare is. Then we're going to get into one of my favorite parts is where we start looking at what is trending. Yep, moved up one. Flare, 105, up 1.7% in the last 7 days. Highlights, what's trending? The white whale taken over. Didn't the white whale get listed somewhere like Coinbase or something like that? I'm not really sure. And my name has ATL at this is the old gaming account. Okay. Oh, ATL US. Okay, yep, there you go. You guys gonna like him. He's one of us. he said that twice. He's one of us. He's one of us. Hyperland. Anybody ever heard of Hyperland? Sounds like an amusement park. I've never heard of Hyperland. I don't know what Hyperland is. The white whale we went over a good bit yesterday, but we'll touch on it again, I guess. Hyperland, I don't think I've ever heard of Hyperland. That I can remember anyway. 26% up today. That's not that amazing. Can we toggle by the last 7 days? There you go. That's kind of more what I'd like to see. All right, I have a feeling I just messed it all up. So Zcash is still trending, but I don't think it's trending in a good way. Pole, Matic, man, the price for Matic has been just abysmal for the longest time. I remember I bought a bottom for Pole last market before anything pumped at like 30 cents. Or maybe it was like mid bull run or something. I don't know, but it has just been crushed. Terra Luna Classic, I mean, not really doing much of anything. Pudgy Penguins, Akash Network just does weird things. It just pops up randomly. I don't know why this thing is even trending. Tron, Bitcoin, XRP, Pepe, Lighter, Hyperliquid, Pi Network, and Monad. Shout out to Melissa. That Monad is doing what? Ooh, down 16.4%. I know you don't care. You'll just keep consolidating, right? Keep buying. So let's look at Hyperland. I think Hyperland is the thing here to look at. On the max chart, it says it's been out since April 21st, 2025 at what? About 27 cents. So it's down 40% right now. Melissa just says no. I don't know what you're saying no to. I know you're saying yep to though. All right, let's go to like the last 7 days. It just had like this big underground fam for the win. Thank you, that one guy. I appreciate you. Does it show that it's in euros for you too, that one guy? Very interesting. Yeah, dude, you went from 12 cents to 16 cents on just like a single wick. Well, that's what it looks like on the 7-day. On the 24-hour, it's a little bit more. Is this thing about to rip some more, or is it just you know, a little pump? Because I don't think this thing has done much for a long time. Let's go to the month. A little bit of price action. 3-month, nothing but down, and then it bottomed out. Wow. So it was at 57 cents July 10th, 2025. I don't remember a lot of stuff pumping at that time. And that's pretty much the same as the max chart because it hasn't been around that long. 1 billion max supply, circulating supply, and the outstanding supply have a huge difference in them, right? So that sketches me out a little bit because there's like 200 million tokens to come into play at some point. We don't know where they are. Oh, they actually tell us. Okay. So expansion rewards, strategic launch provisions, and the foundation. So as long as the foundation doesn't dump, that helps. It's a smaller number. Expansion rewards, I don't really know what that is. And then strategic launch provision. I don't know when those would come out. So a big unknown on when these coins are coming out here, but definitely always something to take a look at. It's on Arbitrum, which I don't really know what projects are doing really good on Arbitrum. I just don't know, which is a layer 2 on Ethereum. A lot of people don't know that. So Ethereum BNB smart contract based in optimism. It's interoperable. It's infrastructure. It is interoperability, cross-chain communication. What was that? Something about Binance airdrops, Binance holder airdrop, whatever that's good for. Said you ask if anyone know if they've heard of certain coins. Oh, okay, got you. Now I know what you were saying. Thank you for clarifying. Open interoperability across 180 plus chains. So if that's true, they've been doing their job, because I didn't even know we had 180 chains. Unless they count like every nuanced little chain or something like. Issue tokens, build interchain apps. Me clicking on random stuff and knocking things over. I tell you, that really it really frazzled me there for a minute with the whole having to shut the computer down while it's already live. That was a pain. 130,000 for Hyperland. It says they're hiring. January 6th. And only 11,000 impressions. That's kind of what I would expect here. 2.6, 11. This, I'm going to be honest, this might do something and it might serve a really great purpose, but I have a feeling that it's a little bit lackluster. Little lackluster as far as attention goes. Wow, did a couple people actually follow me? Sorry, this is uncalled for. All right. So let's go take a look at the Fear and Greed Index. Again, that one guy, man, you're on a roll tonight. Thank you, brother. A nice 10 euro super chat. I don't know, is that the biggest super chat I've ever gotten? It would definitely be, if not very close. Thank you for all you do for us in building this awesome community. This is your tip for helping me up that night with ZBCN. Yep, we stayed up till 3 a.m., bro, catching the bottom on ZBCN. Thank you. Hey, man, well, I appreciate you. Thank you very much for sending in that super chat. Awfully kind to you, bro. It doesn't go forgotten, that's for sure. And then he says, all we do is reach goals in the underground family. Yeah, and with that 10, we hit the goal. Man, y'all are awfully nice to me. I love this community. You guys are great. I hope everybody's having a great Saturday. You know, it's the weekend. I'm glad to hear that one guy that you went hard today and you had a nice day with it on a Saturday, nonetheless. 29 for the Fear and Greed Index. That's nice. It's bumped up a little bit. Hopefully we can keep a little bit of a pump, just a solid, slow uprise in BTC over tomorrow and into Monday. Hopefully Monday doesn't do something wacky. It is false move Monday, right? Givers gain, no problem. No problem. We brothers fam. Yeah, absolutely. My YouTube is messing up. I had to start my iPad. No joke. Well, that sucks. I'm sorry to hear about that. Dude, these past 3 days have been surreal. I'm glad to hear it. The other day, I'm trying to remember exactly what you said. You made your monthly quota in like 2 days. I'm gonna be getting in that. I'm gonna be getting in there with you. I'm gonna start trading with you, man. You killing it. I'm gonna start having Blues Guy trade for me too. He be posting some crazy percentages. He had one hit for like 12,000% the other day. Dude, these past have been surreal. Like, man, God is divinely building me out these streets into the charts. I'm blessed, bro. Hey, man, I certainly was praying that he would do that for you. So glad to hear that, brother. He answers. If you knock, the door will open. If you seek him, you will find him. Never forget that. And if you don't believe it, you might not have tried it, because I don't know many people who's tried it and don't believe it. So Katana Inu, such an interesting game that I really wish would work. Let's check it out. I want to go to their Twitter and see if they have any updates. I want to see a post on their Twitter like, sorry guys, I know the game is not been working. We fixed it. Go try it now. That's what I want to see in their post. I am the LYN market maker. Yeah, that one guy, tell me a little bit more about that LYN. And first, I got to apologize to you because I dropped the ball on looking it up the other day. And then I was like, oh, well, you can't say I dropped the ball until the stream's over. And then I never looked it up and the stream was over. And I was like, well, then I definitely did drop the ball. And then you were posting about it. I saw you say that it rugged. That didn't really sound good. Did it actually rug, Bankroll? Fam, open beta drops in June. That was from May 22nd. Yeah, we're past that. It's just a pin post. This is huge. Moment we've all been waiting for is finally here. Katana Inu Battle Royale is about to go live. Playable full game the 20th of January. Yo, this is really random, but I just thought of this because it's the 20th of January. Can anybody else tell me anything that's that the President of the United States is doing on the 20th of January? Did anybody else see that? I'm so tired of dealing with the quality of people I deal with in life. Just love meeting people in the crypto space way more than IRL homies. Hey, when the people from your Discord interactions and in this group and whatever other groups you're in, when you find some of them that are near you and they become your IRL homies, then you're going to like your IRL homies a lot. All right. So I kind of feel like I got what I wanted. So anyways, I just thought it was really interesting. Trump put out a thing about starting this month, January 20th. Wait, was that June 20th or January 20th? Now I already moved away from it. I don't remember. Anyways, they're going to stop all credit cards from being able to charge more than 10% interest for at least a year while they deliberate and figure out the exact details. I thought that was really cool. For anybody who has a lot of credit card debt, that's a big deal, guys. Like, a lot of these credit cards charging 21 to 30%. Trying to find that post I was looking for. January 20th. Okay, so that is this month. All right, I had to confirm that because I really want this game to come out and be successful. I really want to play this game like on the stream. DeFi gaming is coming, guys. It really is. Just, it's like anything else. They'll say that it's never coming and it's all junk until all of a sudden it's there. Did you see Elon tweet yesterday? That's why we had a pump. Yeah, I see that Trump did that. Yeah, nice. Yeah. Hey, for those with the credit card debt, it can feel like you can never get out of it. And, yeah, it's a big deal. It really is a big deal. At least, like, probably somewhere between 25, like 15 and 20% less interest you're being charged year over year. Huge difference. All right. So what do we got for trending over here? We talked about Katana Inu I'll touch on it because it's a new coin, hasn't token generated. I don't know if you can tell. A lot of times I like to focus on the coins that are brand new, no token generation event. We want to keep an eye on them, and we want to see, I don't know if you guys peeped this yet, we want to see how well they handle launching their token, what the price action does the first couple of days. Does it come out and drop, 80% because all the VCs and early investors sell, stuff like that. So Stacks, not really a new coin. Chili's is really interesting, but not a new coin necessarily. I'm looking for things that I have no idea what they are. Morpho, definitely not new. Lending Protocol, Cardano, Pancake Swap. If you see anything, guys, on here that you don't know what it is and you don't hear me say it or something, like say you see Zen Chain and you're like, I have no idea what Zen Chain is, let me know if you want me to go over it for you, because I could do that. Melissa says that's nice. Yeah, it is really nice if you need it. Bitcoin, Brevis, touched on Brevis quite a bit. Brevis was interesting. The market doesn't really seem like it's responded very well to Brevis, though. Go figure. Who knows, right? Maybe it's just not the time for Brevis. Maybe it'll never be the time. It's kind of like Anoma. Who knows if Anoma will ever do anything? It was pumping the tiniest bit, but it's down so much it literally doesn't even matter. All right. So we have Zama, which you touched on a bunch of times. Z-Chain. Ranger was new on the radar for sure. Deep Node, new on the radar, but there's not a lot to cover for Deep Node. Deep Node is literally an AI play. You know what I mean? Think of what is it? Deep Search? DeepSeek is the big like Chinese AI. I feel like Deep Node is playing off of that, and it's very much the same thing. Deepinism is certainly an eSIM play where you can earn money from your phone, probably by letting them have access to your SIM. And it's, in my opinion, what I got is how Grass, shout out to Grass, link in the description. I really do like Grass. I had to re-go back over it and everything now that I've been doing it for a long time to see if I still felt bullish about it, and I do. eSIM is all about like letting them, like Grass is about letting them use your unused data, your internet, while you're not using it, whenever you're not using it. And eSIM is kind of like the same thing, but letting them use your unused data, but for your phone, your cellular, when you're not using it. So thought that was very similar and interesting. Greenfinger says, do you chart any of these alts? One, if you ask, like if you put it in the chat and you request it, I'll definitely look at it. So if there's anything specific that you're looking at, feel free to ask. Second of all, yes, we do sometimes. But I like to pick what I think is the most interesting. That's why if there's something you really see here you want me to do, just let me know. But that would be the next part, right? So we're going to go over these few trending things, and then we will kind of go look at some of those charts. So that's like the next little section, and we're almost done with this section. So we have Babylon, which I know is not new. I love the ticker is baby. I think that's hilarious. Byte Nova, that is new on my radar. Cascade has been floating around. It hasn't launched a token yet. It seems like it's taking forever. Good question, though, Green Fingers. It really is. 12.4 is my prediction market record. I'm done in the green for the night. Gonna mess with this tomorrow. Yeah, don't overtrade, brother. You know that. Too much ways to make money. There is. That's why you got to be dialed in and have a plan and not necessarily just be trying to throw yourself at everything. All right, so let's start from the top here. Let's talk about Pod. We've been over it a bunch of times. No token generation event. Look for this thing to have a token generation. I don't know how well I think it'll do. Can't chart it because there's no token, right? But Pod is a layer 1. We're going to see how much attention they have on Twitter, par our Twitter smell test. 15,000, not very high. The posts are doing all right. 40,000. Was that a pin post? No, but it was a repost. Okay. I don't know if they reposted it from this guy. Anyways, so that one has like 40,000 impressions. The attention on this seems very lackluster. So to be honest, I would not really expect this coin to come out and do a whole lot. I don't think a lot of people even know that this thing exists. What if Web3 was as fast and simple as Google? Too vague, not very specific on the pain point that they're trying to solve. first time catching a live, yeah, thank you, Green Fingers, for being here. I definitely notice. I pay close attention to who's in the chat, and when people who I've never seen show up. Luckily, I've seen you before in the Discord, but I haven't seen you on here. So shout out to you for coming to the stream. It's a Saturday night, so it's kind of a mix between like our Friday stream and our regular everyday Monday through Friday crypto IQ raising theme. All right, so this is how it's going to go. We're going to look at a couple more of these tokens, then we're going to chart a couple, and then we're going to touch on the crypto raising event of the night, where we raise your crypto IQ as best that we can. It's a Saturday night, so we'll see how you guys feel about that. Brevis, right? Brevis is interesting. It is a ZK compressor for computational networks designed to improve blockchain. We've been over it a bunch of times. It's chilling at 36 cents. Market cap 91 mil. It's been as high as 140. You can see the chart here. We tried to do a little bit of charting, and a lot of times, like, I'll do some very basic stuff just on the trading view here without having to go to actual trading view, although we'll do that too. And we'll just pull kind of length here. I don't know if I would really consider that worth even looking at, to be honest with you. Anyways, back out of Brevis. Says Green Fingers is a mod for Average Joe Crypto on YouTube. He's awesome, chill guy. You guys need to check out his stream. He usually does a lot of live sessions when there is big live events. Okay, I feel like that one guy, you've mentioned him before. I gotta check him out. Whoops, I didn't mean to do all caps. Don't worry about it. I'm not yelling, I swear. Hey, I'm not offended, brother. Don't worry about the caps at all. Zama. Okay, so Zama is a really interesting one. Oh wait, no, I'm actually mixing it with another one. I thought they raised a bunch of money, but I'm confusing it with another new coin. Still no token generation event. They really haven't raised that much, or it was conflicting. I'm trying to remember. Yeah, that's what it was. They've raised $57 million. I don't know why, from Blockchain Ventures. So they raised $57 million, but they haven't put it up here, which is weird. Anyways, it's a cryptography company dedicated to open source homomorphic encryption tools for developers, right? Let's see what the attention was. 288,000. That's not bad. Pin post 1.6 million. So what this tells me here, even just January 9th, 536,000. To me, this says they've got some attention. So when there's a lot of attention around a token and they haven't launched yet, there's a chance that it might be positive when it actually launches. But the day of launch, it is a little bit weary, to be honest with you, can be a little weary about VCs and early people selling. I mean, you might want to look to see if people who bought early, seed rounds and stuff, see if their tokens are locked up for a certain amount of time. Stuff like that becomes really important if you're trying to get in early. Usually a pretty good plan for just about any token is to wait for it to crash when it comes out and then maybe look for an entry there. One thing I've remembered about Brevis I wanted to show, so if I'm not mistaken, they had like 462,000 followers, almost 10,000 members in their community. And the pin post from January 6th, not performing horribly, but not great either. They did have a lot of followers, so I just wanted to point that out. So we're kind of watching that. They've already launched their token here, right? So we're just chilling. They've been as high as 140 million. Now it's come down to Ranger. This Ranger was new on my radar as of yesterday. The earliest we got back here is today. So when we looked at this token yesterday, I don't believe that it had generated a token yet. Cool, I'll come check it out soon. Thank you for the info. I've watched him start the same views of yours at first. He has doubled, if not 4 times his views. I've watched him start same views of you and for watched. Yeah, he's a good Doge trader for sure. He's trading Doge very often, so he's doing a lot of trading content. We would be very grateful if all crypto enthusiasts here would Press the like button, subscribe, join Discord. Exactly. Thank you, Melissa, for saying that. Anyways, looks like Ranger generated its token today. 2.4 million in market cap. Been up barely to 2.46. Ranger Finance is a DEX, decentralized exchange, platform designed to connect different trading markets into a single entity. Let's see how much attention they have. I thought Ranger was interesting, but there are so many of these decentralized exchanges now. It's almost like they're copy and pasting code or something. I don't know what it is, but I guess they're money makers, right? So even if you have one and it does decently well, you still can make a lot of money. 34.2 thousand followers. Not very big, but the pin post from January 2nd has 409,000 impressions, so hopefully they got out in front of a few people here. Let's go check out their website. Yeah, he does a lot of live TA and vibes out, chills. He can go over anything you ask, which is cool. Does he stay live for like hours and hours and hours? Almost feel like that's something I need to do. Average Joe Crypto, look him up. All right, so here's Soul Perps. They had a lot of perps, if I remember. I was impressed with them for how many different how many options they had here, how many pairs they have here. It was a lot. I'm still scrolling, and I'm scrolling as fast as I can, and I'm still scrolling. It's a lot. It's a shout out on them for having a lot of different pairs. And that's pretty much all there is to show, right? It's a decentralized exchange. It looks like every centralized exchange. All that really matters to me here is some of the functions and how many pairs they have when it comes to looking at and comparing a lot of these projects. Decentralized exchanges, that is. But they're really new. Only 2 million in market cap. And Lighter is chilling at, 656 million in market cap. So they did a pretty good job with launching that token. Deep Node, we touched on it. Architect, a new token, no token generation event. Centralized exchange, so not a decentralized exchange, but a centralized exchange. Backers, Coinbase Ventures, that's kind of something I always try to note in the back of my head. Perpetual futures, let's go get how much attention they have. Average Joe Crypto, look him up. Alt given more credit than deserved. Sometimes he does go live for some hours. Yeah, if you know, you know, says Green Fingers. Hey, good people know good people. You in Discord, ATL. Nice. Well, yeah, who knows? Maybe we could get a collab going. I don't know. He's probably already bigger than I am. He probably gets to spend all of his time doing it. See, my time is split between a lot of different things, but we're working our way towards full-time YouTube. I'm thinking we should be able to maybe get monetized in about 3 weeks. So offering AX, the financial industry first centralized exchange for perpetual futures, 12.3 thousand, not very good. 31,000 on the pin post from January 24th, 2025. Yeah, it doesn't look very good for Architect, I'll be honest with you. Not a lot of attention around it anyway. Deepinism, we covered that. Let's just look at this Byte Nova. I believe this was new on our radar as of yesterday. Let's see where this token came out. Came out the 8th of January, so not very long ago. And it is just mostly crashed to the ground. It's not very good here. Put into the 30-minute doesn't really help its case. If anything, I'd go up to like the 4-hour. It just looks like trash. 1.9 million, been as high as 16.5 million. Is a decentralized ecosystem for scalable AI. Not my cup of tea. There's too many of those projects. And the last one, of course, Cascade. Yeah, I'm in AJC Discord. Nice. Cascade. Total raise 15 million. Coinbase Ventures behind it. Cascade is an online brokerage platform that supports around-the-clock trading and perpetual markets. 15 million raised. See what they have on X here. Cascade's an interesting name, I guess. Yeah, 65.2 thousand followers. Pin post 231,000. Not too bad. Very simple black and white layouts. And if you go to their website, there's really nothing here. It just says trade any market 24-hour powered by fiat rails, perpetual markets engineered for America. So the biggest thing that Cascade seems to have going for it is that they're specifically, going to be regulated in America. That's my takeaway there. All right. So now what projects do you think we should look at in some charts? Green Fingers, you had mentioned it. Anything specific? And if anybody could, smash that like button if you're in here. I appreciate that. Hit that sub button. There is a free Discord that we have where we all hang out when I'm not live streaming. Let me link that in the chat. I usually have it, but we had the whole little restart the computer right as we were trying to launch here. So I'm going to be putting the Discord in the chat real quick. And we will pin that message. All right, now it should be pinned for you in the Discord, or in the chat, the Discord. So I think Chili's is worth checking out. So maybe we'll start with that real quick. Let me port you guys over so you can see what I see. And we will go to Trading View. All right, so let's change this to Chili's. Looks like Flare. Here, I'll just show this. Flare looks like it kind of made this head and shoulder. What time frame is this? Oh, that's like the 5 minute. I wouldn't stress that too much. All right, let's see if we can look at Chili's. And where do we want to look at it at? I would like to look at it on, Mexi. That's perpetual futures. That's fine. We could do that. Get out of paintbrush mode. What are we on, the 5? Now, I'd like to start at the daily. Daily a little bit far away from the 21. So I would expect maybe it could go a little higher, but I would expect it to maybe go sideways or have the smallest pullback till it comes back to the 21. NW6591 says, hey, Melissa 777. Polygon looks like it woke up this weekend. I'm not used to seeing that name in the chat. Shout out to you. Thanks for being here. Let's go to the 4 hour. 4 hour doing exactly what I would think it would do. You pumped up, and then you got far away from the 21, and it looks like it's kind of starting to pull back there a little bit. Now it's popped back into the hour. The hour, you're getting a little bit better here, right? So with the hour, you have the measured move. Looks like a new candle just opened on the hour, literally, while we were looking at that. So we'll adjust a little bit there. I don't know. Looks like you might get a breakout of this wedge, this flag, whatever you want to call it. 21 coming up to meet price action. Personally, it looks nice and tight. I'd kind of like it to get a little bit closer, though, that 21. Sometimes you don't get it, though. Sometimes it doesn't get closer. So here you are on the 15. On the 15, what I see right away is this head and shoulder with a measured move. This might have been close enough, honestly, because I took a big measured move there. This right here might have been the end of your head and shoulder there. Either way, this is kind of what I'm looking at for Chili's. You're above the 200, which is good. You got a little bit far away from your moving averages. Like, one thing I always look at is like right here. And you could even apply that back a little bit more to like right there. When you're above the 200, you're high above the 200. You've gotten a little distance away from the 21 on the 15, and these moving averages are wide. That's when I tend to see the pullback. That's a lot of times when that pullback comes. So you got a little bit of a downtrend here, making, lower highs. Looks like you're almost setting into a flag. It is Saturday going into Sunday, so I wouldn't expect extremely bullish momentum, high pulses like this stuff right here. I'd look for that more Monday at the earliest, probably Tuesday, Wednesday though. So you might have even longer consolidation. You might have something, I don't know, more like this. I don't know. Who knows? I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance. That is the life or vision in me. So that's Chili's. Kind of like this broken pattern trading. So what else do we got? Welcome to the stream. Polygon looks like it woke up this weekend. Hey, I hope so. I hope Polygon woke up this weekend. So what else do we want to look at? I'm just hopping back over to Crypto Rank. See what else is worth looking at. Just what really like sticks out to me. Lighter is probably worth looking at. I don't know if I already have. I'm pretty sure I already have Lighter on here. There we go. Oh wow, we had that thing in a flag and it just kind of dumpskied, didn't it? Let's back it up to like the hour. I mean, you did have like a large M pattern, if you will. This big M. And then you made that bearish continuation pattern here with a measured move. See the measured move there, pretty long. I don't think you've gotten that full measured move there yet, but you certainly got a good bit of it, and it honestly looks like it's kind of doing it again. Is it going to continue to dump for Lighter? I never bought any Lighter, so very interesting. But this is kind of the bearish continuation pattern that you get. Now, one thing you could get out of this is it does look like you have like half an inverted head and shoulder. Maybe you get a little bit of pump there and another one. See that happen quite a bit if you've kind of bottomed out. And you will see that like here is your like support level here. Love when it doesn't click on it. And that was like kind of a perfect bounce off of that support level. So maybe you'll get this inverted head and shoulder to fill out. I'll leave that up there and we'll touch back on it and see how that is. White whale. White whale. Look at that thing. I guess I didn't leave the TA up that we had did on it. But it kind of did exactly what it was supposed to do as far as this goes, this flag here. Let's hit that measured move. Did it get it? I'd really take the measured move to more like there. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. But if you put that aside and you kind of flag out the next one, looks like maybe you're starting to get a little bit of breakout on that. I mean, you came back to the 21 on the 1 hour. That's pretty good in my opinion. I feel like there's a lot of people who's going to be chasing this white whale. Oh, what is the market cap for white whale? Let's go look. See if I can quickly give you 172.3 million. I mean, that's decent, but we know that meme coins can go. They can go, right? They could go to $1 billion pretty quickly, honestly. Let me get this phone on a charger here. Margie DD says Deep, another name that I'm not familiar with. Please subscribe to the channel. There's a link to the Discord. I will take a look at Deep. I actually own some Deep. I usually have it up actually here at the top. Let's pop over here. Let's look at Deep. I assume you mean Deep Book on Sui. I've heard a lot more people talking about it recently. For the longest time, I would talk about Deep. Nobody knew what it was. Let's see. I want to find it on, yeah, like Mexi of some sort. Yep, I knew I had it on here. Just in a different list. That's probably why. Look at that thing on the 15-minute. That's why everybody's talking about Deep Book, huh? Margie DD says, thanks. Hey, we're a small channel, so I'm more than glad to kind of do what somebody asked me to do while we can. Look at that pump. Pretty nice. And let's see, how big was that pump? It's like almost a 10% pump. That's pretty good on some leverage, right? Keep raising that crypto IQ, says that one guy. Yeah, and that pump must have happened, what is that, an hour, 2 hours ago? Let's go up a time frame, right? Let's go to an hour. And do you have like this kind of big flag here? I mean, what? That would have like this measured move here. So target would be 6 cents, 0.063. See how that compares to some other levels here. Do we have some other levels here? Tiny bit of support there, flipped. See, this one is, look at this. This was a rejection for sure. If you look at the top of that, see this whole area here where you bounced on the 4 hour? And you went crashing through it on the 4 hour, man. You really went straight down. Bounced. Looks like you kind of made cup and handle-ish type vibes. And then you're getting these flags. This is a good pattern for these flags. You know what I mean? Let's pull this. Where are we at? It really looks like it was a flag. Then it broke out, like fake out, breakout, and then pumped, which is interesting. You don't see that all that often. Let's see if I would make that a little bit different here. Something more like that. And then pull that measured move. Yeah, look, you can't make this stuff up, guys. I mean, look at where that gives you the projection and look at where you hit. Almost exactly the same. I really believe that this projection and patterns and stuff, I really believe it works. And you got to see all the possibilities at one time, right? And then what? Maybe kind of a slanted head and shoulder. It's not a guarantee. In my opinion, any of those are possible. It just kind of depends on what BTC does. Scoopy is Swee Bull. Yeah. Is Scoopy in here? Is that his handle? Shout out, Grandma. Thank you for being here. Let's see. Anything else anybody wants to look at before we kind of wrap up this part? I mean, I can come back to it at any point. Don't get me wrong. Shall we look at, say, like maybe Luna Classic or something like that? Anything else anybody wants to look at? I'll look at Luna Classic for sure. Kind of want to look at TMAI and decide if I think that thing is cooked or not. Is it completely cooked? Let's pull it up. I'm in the wrong list. I can tell that much. Oh, there's where we change. Boom. TMAI. Let's see. Do I have that thing on here? What was the coin that you were talking about again? Bankroll. I should probably look at that. It's better off just searching it. It's going to be hard to look at it because I feel like it got delisted in quite a few places. Crypto cap. Man, not a lot of places that you can even look at the chart. TMAI, I guess, over on gate.io. Yeah, token metrics. Here we are. It's a trading view chart. Let's take a look at it. Actually looks like it's doing something. That's kind of surprising here. I wonder if they'll relist it. And I mean, if you go to the daily on this thing, oh my goodness, has this thing fallen so much. I mean, I'm still trying to scroll for the top. Look at that thing. 0.68. And we're chilling now at like 0.01. It's brutal on this thing. I didn't buy a lot of it, but Token Metrics does good, and they take in money. Like, it made sense to me. And the whole thing about Token Metric is the guy got really rich off of using an AI to find him coins that were about to pump. People pay $100+ a month to Token Metrics for their AI to kind of pick out what's going to pump for them, you know. They do pretty well, for sure. And can't understand why this didn't do well. I don't know how they botched this thing up so bad. And they have money. I don't even know why they don't just put a little bit of money in it and keep it floating. I don't really know here. Definitely got me wondering. But then it kind of is done something here. So now what's up? Like, why is it? I do see a bit of an inverted head and shoulder. Pretty decent measured move on it. I don't know. You'll wait and see. Probably have to hold this thing into all time, into oblivion, I guess is what I want to say. Yeah, it looks pretty ugly on every time frame. Moving on, LYN. Let's take a look at that thing. I don't remember if you answered me, Bankroll. Did it rug? Everlyn AI? Hold away. Everlyn AI. I feel like I've heard of this before. Doesn't surprise me. We go over so many tokens all the time. I do feel like, oh yeah, it looks like it rugged. Yeah, it sure does. Did you get out of this thing, Bankroll? Did you get crushed? What happened? Let's look at the 4 hour. Oh, I mean, it had a monumental head and shoulder. Look at that head and shoulder. That has a heck of a move. Like, look at this move for that head and shoulder, dude. For this project, that's lower than it's ever been. I mean, that's a heck of a head and shoulder, to be honest with you. I mean, you could pull it up a little bit, but at that point, I don't feel like it really matters if you pull it up a little bit. There's your obvious support. You're not quite there yet. What else could you do to get a pulse on it? I don't know why I went that route. Let's put that back. Another thing I guess you could do to get a pulse on it, pull a fib. Even though on small projects like this, I don't really love the fib, but look, you got 786 buys. You know what I mean? I love some 786 buys, man. There you go. I got out, then bought the dip. I'm LYN's market maker. It's hilarious. 0.92 entry. 0.92 entry is pretty much like on the 706. So you bought it like the 706. Not a bad look at all. You bought on like this support right here, it looks like, which is pretty much where it's at, right? Let's pull this thing bigger. Drop down the time frame into the hour. Kind of looks like a continuation pattern though, so I'd be a little careful about that. Kind of lines up with that massive head and shoulder that I was looking at. Oh, we've got an alert going off, and I'd like it to be quiet. Already took 50%. It dipped right into the golden pocket. Exactly. Look at this. BTC 15-minute getting above the 200. Now you're looking for that hour to do something. Kind of got like a measured move here. Again, this time of night, probably not the best time of night to be trading. It took me a long time to more like observe these things and wait for the better time. I'm looking for Monday night. Not looking to get into any trade till Monday night. 0.706 says Green Finger. I forget that a lot of people don't know about the 0.706. Those are things you have to add to your fibs. The 0.706, the 786. I really like the 786. One thing that I'll do a lot, and I'll just show this here, is when you get a pump. I mean, you could have did it here. Let me get rid of all of this stuff. Too cluttered. Get rid of all this stuff. Open it back up. Let's run it into the hour so it's not quite so sloppy. So on a big move, instead of trying to chase it, a lot of times I pull from the impulse, was where it really started moving, and I go here, right? And I mean, you would have been really quite washed. It wouldn't have been the perfect technique here, because you went a lot lower. Because here's why. A lot of times for me, I set my stop loss here, because that's the 0 line from where you pulled your fib. Now, if you would have pulled your fib more like down here and counted that, you wouldn't have got stopped out. So it does matter where you pull your fib from. You have like a little impulse here where you got anything, but that's not really good enough for me. This is more straight up. I like that straight up. That's usually where I pull my fib from. But imagine you didn't really get in at that point and you had more like this price action here. This actually would have worked out pretty well for you, I feel like. Here, let's go back to the 4 hour. I think the 4 hour is where we were looking at this. So yeah, on the 4 hour, I would have actually pulled it from this fib. Anyways, long story short, if you take this whole area especially, a lot of times when you're up here, in the top here is what I'm trying to say, instead of worrying about what's going on there, I'll just pull the fib and I'll just start setting buy orders like 706, 786. You could even put like a tiny one up above it and like more like the golden pocket, and then let it come to you and fill. If it doesn't fill, no big deal. If it does come and fill, I mean, that thing is dropped dramatically. You probably have a lot of your downward pressure already eased out. And then again, if we were on the 4 hour and I pulled this like I did the first time, my stop loss would be down here somewhere. Because once you break that 0 where I pulled the fib from, it's pretty much the game's over at that point, in my opinion. All right. Some people say that to pull the full range. Some people say to pull from the impulse, from where the real price action really started from, which I guess you could argue is like down here. That was your uptrend. But yeah, I really like that method a lot. Or you could wait for it to dump and just try to catch the bottom. There's that as well. There was another token. Oh, Luna Classic. Oh, whoops, I forgot the A. Luna C. Right? Or wait, no, did I have it right the first time? Yeah, I had it right the first time. Why not Binance? Let's take a look at it from Binance. All right, Luna Classic. I want to go to the daily to start off with on this thing. Weird price action. Like, this is a type of kind of pattern thing you don't normally see. That almost has, and I don't use these as much, almost has like your diamond vibe to it. Actually cool that I saw that, because I don't look at the diamonds very much, or I don't catch them as much. This definitely has big diamond vibes, which I mean, what would that really tell you? That it's gonna break out the way that it came in? That's usually how those go. All right, let's hop down to like the 4 hour. Let's get rid of all the drawings here. Get rid of that diamond. You had a inverted Adam and Eve, and you know, Lifer always calls those 90% to the upside when you see them, you know, on the bottom, because they'd be an Adam and Eve double bottom, or here it's like an Adam and Eve double top. Those things usually move drastically one way or the other. And I'm glad to see that the BTC 15-minute back above the 200 time frame. Now it's dropped down into the hour for Luna Classic. And let's go. Got a little flag there. Also kind of looks a little bit more like shoulder head, about to make another shoulder, so watch out for that. Luna Classic is not what I would be interested in trading. There's a lot of things that get destroyed and come back. I mean, look at Solana. Solana went down to like, what, 15 bucks at one point? It's kind of wild, actually. Anybody rolling through, smash that like button for me. Subscribe. We're a new up-and-coming crypto channel. At least I hope we're up-and-coming, but we're doing it either way. We're out here on a Saturday night, Monday through Friday, 8:30 p.m. New York time. I see that One thing I didn't do with a lot of those coins is look for divergence like I normally would have. I mean, you had one here on the 1 hour. There and there. They're going in different directions, right? So that would have told you you're probably going to have a pullback of some amount. I'd say that pullback's probably mostly over for that bearish divergence. And then you kind of hope this doesn't get kind of crazy on you guys. Maybe I'll delete a lot of these other ones. I want to delete that one. You see that? That's bearish divergence there, meaning you should get a little bit of pump. But if you were going to get that head and shoulder pattern on the 1 hour, you would need to get another little pump to complete the pattern. So I would definitely watch out for that. Copper Dude says in the house, sorry I'm late. Blessings and gratitude. Thank you for being here. Margie DD says, please look at Solana. Okay, yeah, sure, no problem. We will look at Solana. And where do we want to pull it from? Something tells me it's better to pull this one from Coinbase. And let's go to like the 4 hour first, because I was peeping this on one of the charts that we were looking at. Matter of fact, it might even look nicer on the daily to start with. Yeah, kind of. I'd rather actually look at it on like the 8 hour. There we go. So first thing that's notable to me, and because it's Solana, it's a bigger coin, I can do a little bit, you know, better TA. And I am lifer, crypto lifer trained. That's where all of my TA ability comes from. Like and subscribe. Yep, thank you, Melissa. So you can see basically you bounced up on the 8 hour against this 200 MA, you know, several times there. So you need, which is common, like to come up to 200 MA like that. A lot of times you will bounce off of it a couple of times first, but it has a really nice measured move for an 8 hour time frame. You could take it a little deeper, but I'll be more conservative with it, and that could take you back up to 153. You know, my hope, and this is just a hope, but my hope is that you know, not a whole lot goes on tomorrow. Maybe a nice little bit of a small move up and you hold it, or even a tiny move down. Not a big deal. Monday comes around, right? False move Monday. Hopefully it's minimal. There's not much move there. Maybe it even starts off the week. That's pretty rare. Usually you get a false move Monday. Usually sets the high or the bottom for the week if you look at over average. So one thing I would say is you kind of would like Monday to happen and have a small pullback, right? Set a local bottom or something for the week, and then the rest of the week be up, right? That's kind of normally how it works, but I don't know. This is crypto. It's hard to say. The Blues Guy. Thank you for being here, Blues Guy. What were you up to, Blues Guy? I did message you. So said, I'm in the house. Also late. Much love. No worries. You fall asleep, or were you rehearsing some music? What were you doing, Blues Guy? Blues Guy is one of our, you know, what do you call it? He's always here. Let's put it that way. When Blues Guy is not here, we all start to worry a little bit. So anyways, you can see it going to about 153, something like Saturday 17th, January 26th. So like, yeah, it'd be a week from now. And thank you for the super chat, definitely. Health Down Under says, hope everyone is doing freaking fantastic. I fell asleep. See, I thought that's what it was. Anything else from anybody else? I'll move on to a couple other things that I like to look at that are super small plays. Yeah, this pullback killed all the momentum for XRPH. These are probably coins that most people never heard of. XRT. These are like high risk, high reward style coins for sure. I don't even want to be on the 15-minute for that thing. I really look at most of these coins only on the daily. Oh man, it looks like continuation pattern city though. I don't like that. I mean, just straight continuation pattern. I hope not, because holy crap, that thing has a heck of a measured move. I don't even think you could get the full measured move, which I'm pulling like half of it here. It'd be a lot. Greenfinger says pieces of furniture. I don't know what pieces of furniture is. Am I tripping? What does that mean? He is the king of, you guess it, Flare. Yep, he is our local Flare resident. Hyper is ripping. Might have volume. It might volume momentum top blast. Okay, let's pull up Hyper. Hopefully I can get the right one. With certain tokens like that, it's like there's tons of, I don't know, there's tons of tokens that have similar names, Hype being one of them. Oh, they have one on Coinbase. Okay, well, that's a little bit more dependable. It's a little more trusty there. Yeah, you weren't lying. Holy moly. Yeah, no wonder why that thing was trending today. Look at that thing. Let's set a top right here. Yeah, I went there, but man, has it pulled back quite a bit since then. Let's go to the 4 hour. Oh, but it's hunting for it again. This thing looks like it's about to take off. Let me go back. What did Hyper have for a market cap? 35 million. Okay. Very small, you know, it's easily could be manipulated there. I would go look at something more like the 1 hour. Dude, so far away from the 21, wouldn't touch it. 15-minute looking a little bit better. Sorry about that. What are you gonna drop into like the 5? The most worrisome thing is how far away you are on the 1 hour. I would let this thing cool off. I wouldn't get FOMO. If you were gonna play something, I would play like yeah, even that doesn't look good. Because, like, although that looks flaggish, and you could say, like, you know, you're kind of making a flag there with a measured move. This is kind of one way to look at it. Another way I'd look at it is it had, you know, all of these different chances here to get up, and it just, like, couldn't do it. Usually what this tells me, I know it's a little ugly, I'll delete that, don't worry. This kind of thing right here at a big top like this, or a big wick, kind of tells me that it lost momentum. And this could be consolidation. You could get another run from this thing. Here's why it kind of goes both ways, in my opinion, personally, is because it's got a $35 million market cap. Like, it doesn't take a lot to move this token. Not at all. But again, that 1 hour troublesome, you know, 4 hours is going to be way worse. Come down, look at it like on the 5 minute there. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like you had a little bit of an inverted head and shoulder. I don't know. It's hard to judge this one. To me, I think that it's kind of about to have a little bit of a pullback, but I could be wrong. Again, I don't know anything but the fact of my own ignorance. Yeah, that's it. I'm about to get in on dip. Yeah, I think it's about to cool off. 0.1507 ish. I'm trying to get in. Down. You talk about like money momentum or something like that. Not sure what you mean by down. You know what this actually looks like to me? Now that I re-look at it, this looks like cat ears. Should have drew, you know, got to draw a pointier cat ear than that, right? So like cat ears. My drawing on here, hilarious. It looks like cat ears to me. All right. Oh, measured move down. Duh. Thank you. I don't know why I botched that up. Measured move down. Not sure. How do you pull measured move on cat ears if I was looking at that pattern specifically? One thing, if you want to look for like a measured move or something like that, what I really like, we were just talking about, I don't so much look for the measured move as I pull the range. And then I would This is one of my favorite games to play trading, right? Have a big pump like this. You think it's cooling off. You're far away from the 21. You don't want to short and try to ride it down, because what if it pumps? I mean, again, it has 35 million market cap. It's hot right this second. Like, you might get dumped on if you try to short. So then I like to go set buy orders at, you know, I put like the tiniest buy order in the golden pocket. Then I put a bigger one at the 706, and I put my biggest one at the 786. Maybe even just slightly above the 786. And then I just wait for this thing to come down to me. And then you'll have a lot of the sell pressure off. You got the 200. A lot of times that 200 loves to hold you up and stop the dip, stop the crash. That's how I like to play it a lot of times. You got a triangle on the screen. Flag pin it. Yeah, I do, yeah. Because that's kind of what I'm seeing there for the bullish side of it, you know, trying to see multiple things at one time. But I see several conflicting things. I do see a bull pendant where you could get a pump out of this thing. Because it's so tiny, it's like a 35 million market cap. Like, I believe it's certainly possible that you could get a pump out of this thing up to 20 cents. But at the same time, I see multiple things. I see cat ears, and I also see that the 1 hour is super far away from your 21-day moving averages. I never know what certain people are looking at, green fingers. Like, I don't know how you trade. I don't know what you look at, right? So, again, if you go back to, like, the 5-minute, which I just totally messed up. I don't know if you saw me draw those cat ears. Looks like BTC's doing something again. That looks like cat ears to me. Oh, it's hit my line again. Let me get rid of that line. Otherwise, I'll be listening to that thing go off all night. What's Clanker doing? Ooh, Clanker pulled back. Clanker pulled back hard. Back to the 200. But see how it dipped a little under the 200? But that 200 looks like it's kind of catching it a little bit. Yeah, I got to measure move up. What's the measure move down? To be honest with you, I'm not really sure what to pull the measure move down on that thing. Don't really see. One thing that I'm seeing now is this top and seeing the bearish divergence. Definitely seeing some bearish divergence. Usually I do have like a clear pattern, like a head and shoulders or something like that to give you a measured move down. Cat ears, I see cat ears quite a bit, but I don't play cat ears a lot, so I don't really know what measured move would be here. Anybody have an opinion on a measurement? He said him looking at what you're looking at. Yeah, I feel you. Hyper, not hype. Yeah, this is hyper. We're on hyper. Hyper lane. Isn't that what you wanted? Or did you want hype? Again, green fingers. I don't know if you know because it's the first time you're here. This is not really a TA channel. We'll do some TA, but this is all about crypto deep dive and research. If I remember correctly, I do believe that a cat ear measured move down is like the first ear, but I don't know. I don't hear a lot of people talk about the measured move from a cat ear. Cat ear's pattern usually just signals that there's going to be a dump. The Bears just won. The Bears won? Did they really? They were down quite a bit. That's crazy for them. Anyways, let's move on to something else. We'll see what's happening with that. Clanker is just a token I like because of the tokenomics. Tokenomics are pretty sweet for Clanker, honestly. This thing has a pretty nice measured move. I don't even know if I knew that Clanker pumped that hard. What did it pump up to? Yeah, $46. Looks like it's kind of going to do the same thing, but then we have... that's right, bro. Your measure move was right. Yeah, with the fact that it was hard for me to find a measure move to the downside, makes me lean a little bit more that you might get a pump out of that thing. You know, it might just come back up and get a little bit tight in here and then take off. we'll see. We can revisit that on tomorrow's stream. The one thing is that if this thing does decide to pump back up, then you got a giant M pattern, and that's not real great for Clanker. I do like to see that it got a pump. Oh, look at this. This is what I should have saw first. Go to the 4 hour. You got a giant cup and handle. That's bullish. And that would mean that your measured move here was even bigger if you're taking it from the cup and not the flag. You got 53. I'm liking that. I'm liking that cup here in handle, cup and handle. Sammy Cup and Handy. Shout out to the lifer for always showing us this pattern. I like that for Clanker. Clanker has only 1 million tokens, right? Let me show that real quick. Don't worry, I'm going to bring you guys back for sure. Let's type in Clanker, and then I will pull you guys over so you see what I see. Or Token Bot, you might know it as. And let me port you over back to the Chrome. There you go. All right, so Token Bot, it's only chilling at $34 right now. It's only up, 4,200% on the max chart, which is pretty wild. Came out at about 84 cents. But look at that. It's got 1 million token max supply. I'm a really big fan at taking a speculative shot on tokens that have, just beautiful max supplies. And it's only 1 million max supply. Circulating supply is less, not by a lot, but it's less. In my opinion, doesn't take a lot to move it. Hopefully you guys are good on your tokenomics. You already know that you take the circulating supply and you divide that by your market cap, and it gives you the price per token. I'm sure everybody already knew that. Said let flanker pump. I think you meant clanker. Yep. I hope it pumps. Can't believe the Bears just won. Nice. That's right, bro. You're okay. Yeah, I already read that part. And shout out to all of the beautiful people who are here on a Saturday night. It's almost midnight where I am. Thank you for being here. And for all the people who sent in a super chat. When I set the super chat at 5 super chats, I thought I was setting the bar a little bit high, but you guys rose to the occasion. That's pretty cool. And again, I'm very excited, of course, if you can't tell, about having super chat. We just recently got that for the channel. Like I said, we are a new up-and-coming channel, and so it's been a long grind, right? Did it for like almost a little over 1.5 years for nothing, and now even if it's just small little super chats, it still is amazing to have the ability to potentially make some money. It's not about the money, but the money never hurts. The money basically allows me to grind on the YouTube, put out more content, and be more focused on the YouTube, right? That's the goal, right? It's not how much money can I make off of it. It's how can I set myself up to really do what I love to do, and only what I love to do, and not everything else. What is this, episode 5? Anybody know any other cryptocurrencies with great max supplies? Anybody? I would like to know. What's another one that I can think of? Oh, Gnosis. GNO. They have a nice, only 3 million max supply, 2.6 million in circulating supply. Thank you, Blues Guy. I appreciate you. Says congratulations on your hard work. Much love. Yeah, it's been a long grind. Like I just said, a 1.5 years or more. It was more like 1 year and 8 months of grinding. Of course, you're not getting paid for it, which is not what the goal is, to make a bunch of money. But again, it makes it hard to put other things off where you do make your money and always spend time making videos and everything. You know, you got the wife looking at you sideways. You got people looking at you like this is cool, but like we need to focus on where the money is. And I'm like, just wait. Like, I can make money and do what I love to do. Anyways, that's all I have to say about that. Thank you for the super chat, Blues Guy. Yeah, Gnosis, another one with really great max supply, circulating supply, only 2.6 million. That's why it's at $138. That's why this token is worth so much. And imagine if you could have got in. I mean, at $74, I guess that wasn't that great. Much better for Clanker because it started off at like 82 cents. So it moved up a lot faster, and it has a smaller market cap. Nope, nobody knows of any coins with tiny market caps. Are people really, are you guys really looking at your tokenomics? Tokenomics is something that I didn't know about and didn't really focus on for like a really long time. All right, so you know what we got to do next. We got to go look at top gainers, top losers. It's another place to find some great coins. All right, so White Whale Hyper, yep, that's to be expected here. Yi Finance, we've looked at that a few times over the last couple of days. 4, which is weird because it's form. Oh no, this is actually 4-4. There's 2 of these that are almost identical. It says XMR won't stop going. Okay, let's type that in. Monero. Yeah, it is going. I feel like a lot of people who jumped out of Zcash jumped into Monero. I think you're just watching money flow from Zcash into Monero. People who were really bullish on the whole privacy coin. And these are like time-tested privacy coins. They're very happy. On these big tokens, you can turn this into. I was gonna say they're happy to jump over to Monero and stay in the same type of token that they like. I mean, look at this thing. These are the type of head and shoulders that you love. These are like picture perfect head and shoulders. That to me really feels like what started a lot of this move here. No point in really changing many settings here because it never remembers them. And look at that. Like, look how perfect these measure moves are. That is very, 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 very close. And with that, I'd almost say this. You almost look like you have another one. And usually when one pattern is cooking, you'll see the pattern come again and again and again and again. Let's delete all of that. I don't have a delete all button. Because another thing you could say you got going on right now is this. And you're pretty close to that measured move right there, for sure. Now, what time frame do they have us on? The 1 hour? Let's go get like the 4 hour. Yeah, another thing you could, I mean, what were we just saying? The life or vision, talking about Adam and Eve. Adam and Eve pattern. Here you go. Adam, Eve, 90%. 90% go pattern right there. Go up, go down. Abstract head and shoulders. It says abstract head and shoulders. Okay. Are you talking about Monero? I assume you're talking about Monero. I can assume a lot of things, Greenfinger. I hope you don't, get offended when I'm like, what are you saying? Because I can assume you're talking about this, but I don't exactly know. Are you talking about a head and shoulder or an inverted head and shoulder when you say abstract head and shoulder? I mean, I kind of saw a head and shoulders here, but it didn't look like it played out. This head and shoulders. A little bit wonky, but a head and shoulder nonetheless. That would have had a huge move down. And let's pull some support and resistance maybe. Well, you know what? Before you even do that, what I really like, and this is not going to have all my range on it here. Oh, the last one you draw. Got you. I'll redraw it real quick so everybody can see what you're talking about. Where are we at? This one? I've seen them like that. or even, actually, I don't think that's the one that I drew. I think I drew this one. Excuse me. Need something to drink over here. Running into my mic. Yeah, and then I see what happened was I drew that inverted head and shoulder. And then I saw, you know, this is obviously a flag. And then when you really zoom it out, you got an Adam and Eve, and you also have a cup and handle. So you got a lot of bullish things kind of stacking up. Yeah, the one before. Let's see. I drew this one. And then I believe I drew this one. And then you even have that one. You got like 3 of them going on. No was different to that. LOL. Rewind the live, right? It's fun trying to remember everything I did that I deleted and redo. Anyways, this is what I'd be looking at here. But like what I think would, at this point, like for where we are now, I don't have a 200. Let's move this back to trading view real quick to look at this, because I hate not having everything that I want to look at. And don't worry, I'll move you over. This was not what I expected to do tonight, but this is kind of fun. I don't mind. It is a weekend stream, XMR. And let's pull it from Mexi. Why not? It's cooking even harder on Mexi here. The perpetuals. You're far away from the 21, but you're not crazy. Obviously, the higher you go up in time frame, the bigger you're going to be. The more you're going to be away from the 21 for sure. Say you pulled it more on the hour, you almost have just the whole thing as one giant head and shoulder. That would have a big measured move. But really, it's funny how all the patterns fit together, because this measured move that you would get for this head and shoulder is really the same measured move that you would get on this little flag right here. So to me, it's the same thing, no matter which way you look at it. But what I wanted to do was pull. You could pull here, top of the range. And then, you know, you already know you came here before. Maybe you could get some nice buy-ins at the 706, 786. Or you could pull it more like from here, the most recent pump. I prefer to pull it back at the other one. And then you could look at some setting some buys at like tiny one in the golden pocket, a bigger one at 706, and my biggest one like at the 786. And there's a good chance this is going to have a little bit of pullback. But who knows, with all the money running out of Zcash and probably running into Monero. And another one is Pirate, right? Or R. I think it actually has another R in it. There's another privacy coin. Pirate Chain. I don't know how popular it is nowadays. I knew somebody who made a lot of money off of Pirate Chain. Let's go get the daily. Looks like it's mostly been dumping, right? That's kind of the vibe I'm getting here. Yeah, it's kind of what that looks like. Doesn't look like it's been I don't know if they have some kind of negative news, even like with Zcash or something. I mean, I think your most hopeful wish here is that you get some kind of Adam and Eve, but it's not even really looking like that. It says, can you look at virtual? Sure, why not? And we'll pull it up on Mexi, why not? We're on the daily. So, I mean, on the daily, it looks like you didn't get above the 200. Now you're flagging out. Pop into the 8 hour. You did get above the 200 and you're flagging out. Now, this is usually the life revision entry point right here. You know, this is where I like to get into stuff. This is from what I've learned. My technical analysis education. You got all the things kind of coming together, right? You 21 got above the 200. Price action got above the 200 first, obviously. Now you're flagging out. The 21 has come up and is in price action. You see, you cross the smooth moving average with the 21 as well. That's a good look. You're on the 8 hour. That looks pretty beautiful for a pump. Now, here's the thing. The only thing I don't love about this trade, normally I would see this, and I still see it, and I'm like, dang, I wish I could jump into this right now. You got your Stokes have reset. They're bottomed out on the 8 hour. You do have, looks like even a little bit of bullish divergence. If you pull here, it's very up. If you pull here, it's not quite as up. I don't know what you consider. I don't think that is. If it is bullish divergence, like a class like 3 bullish divergence, which I don't know. But either way, this looks pretty good. The only thing I don't love about this is it's like literally, you know, Saturday night. That's what I don't like about it. Looks a little inverted head and shoulder-ish on the 4 hour. You also could argue, you know, when it gets into this like up and down, it's hard. Because it's like, okay, inverted head and shoulder. And I would say that's probably the most likely. Somebody else might argue more of like a head and shoulder. But I think the inverted head and shoulder is a lot stronger here. And what's even better is, you know, your bull pendant. Let's go to white. I don't know what I'm talking about. 1 hour. 1 hour, that inverted head and shoulder is a lot clearer, you know. And sometimes they're that complex inverted head and shoulder where you get more than just the 3. Everyone join the Discord. We live trade daily and deep dive in the group. Thanks for saying that. Yeah, Banker has his own tag in the Discord. He spends a lot of time and energy, so definitely check him out. He was doing a lot of stuff, so I felt like he needed his own tab in the Discord. We really reward people who have a passion and people who have something going on. We really try to empower you and reward you to be a part of, you know, some people say a crypto community. We say a crypto family, you know. We really try to keep the best people around, and we try to keep the people who are negative and toxic the heck out of here. Because there's too much of it in crypto and crypto Twitter and stuff already. We don't need that in our lives. 15-minute even looks pretty all right. We need to zoom in a little bit more. It's very zoomed out. No point in looking at the 15-minute if you're going to get that zoomed out. You might as well go to like the 4 hour. All right. Look, shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, maybe another shoulder. That'd be complex inverted head and shoulder there. That's one way to look at it. You are above the 15-minute, and your moving averages right here have gotten pretty tight. Tight moving averages, usually nice pump. It's usually when you get a pump, then they get far apart from each other. It's usually when you lose momentum and begin to dump. But that 8 hour, that's what I like here. Looking at this 8 hour, that's the sauce right there. So we'll see what it does. Of course, BTC has to play ball. So for MargyDD, I hope that answers your question. I don't know if you were looking for an entry or you are already holding it, hoping it got back to, you know, maybe some previous price action. Basically, it would take you back up to these previous highs on the daily. I mean, you could see this head and shoulder. And the measured move on that would have been here. Let's see, did you hit it? From the neckline, I mean, yeah, pretty dang close right there. Anyways, that's all I got for virtual. On the daily, it's basically just threatening to break the daily 200, which would be pretty bullish for that project. All right, let me port you back over. I wish I had a quick button to hit. Here we are. And we were looking at top gainers, top losers. Oh, wow. This Gleek Token coin just popped out of nowhere. What the heck is this thing? 15 cents. Look at that chart. had like a moment in the sun at $12.48, and now it's at 15 cents. That's kind of wild. And that was a long time ago. I mean, it looks like it hasn't done a thing since 2021. This token is old. 2020, 33.3 million. I don't know who would still be holding this token at this point. Let's go to the tag, smart contract, proof of work. Okay. I can see why some people might be bullish. I mean, it's down in the dumps. So if you were going to try to mine this thing, I mean, it might not be a bad idea to try to mine it right now. Maybe you get a lot of it easy and cheap, you rack up a big bunch of it, and then move on and then see if it ever pumps, and you don't have that much time invested with a bunch of upside. If you're a miner, I'm not a miner, so I don't really know. How well spoken this coin is in the mining community. But it did have a nice pump, just kind of out of nowhere, from like 0.07 to 42 cents. Is that correct? From 7 cents to 42 cents? Wow. That seems like more. Okay, where are we judging this from? Oh, from 9 cents to where it is now at 15 cents is 75. It pumped way harder than that. This was up like a 2x. Maybe a little more than a 2x. On the 10th, oh, that was at 1501 EST. Maybe somebody could convert that for me. All right, what I was trying to pull up were our talking points of the night. We were a little late in the stream to be doing the talking points, but you know, we gotta finish strong here. Hopefully it doesn't move it when I pull it up. So normally we do Wednesday or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, where I IQ raising event. That's where we really went the hardest on trying to really raise people's crypto IQs, right? And then we moved to a series, right? We used to come up with a topic daily to talk about, but that was a little bit too cluttered, a little bit too all over the place. So then we started a series, and we started small. Why do certain narratives come back cycle after cycle? And I really liked the series. I didn't really realize how much I was going to like the series until, you know, let me just show something else why that's trying to load. Until we started it. And then Monday was like, okay, why do certain crypto cycles come back? Well, obviously certain ideas, they are solutions for big problems in the world, in crypto, whatever. You know, like for example, we needed better money in the world. Bitcoin emerged. All right, well, we needed some ability to build in this blockchain technology, because then blockchain technology was known and the potential was seen, but Bitcoin wasn't it. So Ethereum emerged, and Ethereum did really well in that category. MargieDD says, thank you. You're absolutely welcome. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you'll join the community. Greenfinger says speculation coin. Okay, I don't know that one as well, but hold on, I will come back to that. Give me a minute, Green Fingers. Okay, so then we started the series. That was Monday, about why certain cycles come back, because they fix really large problems, right, in crypto. And so then from there, we moved into XRP, and then what did we talk about? I know the next day after was stablecoins, but we just talked about Bitcoin and Ethereum, the problems that they solved, and what it was. I feel like what it was really trying to get you to understand was the fact. I don't know what this thing is doing. This chat that I have with ChatGPT is so big that it's just all over the place. It takes forever to load. But anyways. So now we looked at stablecoins was the last one. That was on Thursday. Obviously, what did stablecoins solve? Well, we needed something that wasn't super volatile in crypto. That was a huge problem. You know, you used to trade pairs like BTC, Ethereum, and no matter what one you exited out of, it was still volatile, right? Because if the whole market started crashing, it didn't matter if you were holding BTC or Ethereum. So we needed a stablecoin for the simple fact that they're stable. So then we have Friday, which is DeFi Friday. We play DeFi games. This is kind of our schedule here. And then so Saturday is actually still part of our series. It's the last day of the series. Then we'll set up a new series or a continuation series for next week. And Sunday will be the Sunday check-in. We'll do a stream. I don't know if it'll be quick. Our streams go long a lot of the time, so I don't know if it'll be a quick stream. But we will just kind of check in with everything on Sunday, keep the pulse of the market as we roll into Monday, and start the new oh, he was talking about Gleek. Okay. I feel like speculation coin is the name of an actual coin. Deep is running nicely since you looked at it. Thank you. Hey, you're absolutely welcome. All right. So let's do what we do here on this channel. It says AI in gaming, right? So why does AI in gaming repeat all the time? And although, like, this is something I've said multiple times, although this seems like very big and abstract, the more we've gone over it, the more it's just like clicked extra in my head. Like, it's even more clear to me now what makes sense to speculate on and what doesn't make sense to speculate on. If we're talking big money or a big time frame, right? We're talking, multiple year holds and stuff. I would really be looking at things that have the potential to stay long term. So the pattern crypto repeats every cycle. Every major crypto cycle revives the same themes: artificial intelligence, gaming, immersive digital worlds, which should be like your metaverse. These narratives appear early, before the technology is fully ready. This isn't random, it's structural. Why AI and gaming capture human imagination? I would say because, of course, AI is very cutting edge. Gaming has always been around, and there are so many gamers. There's such a huge base. And I said it earlier in the stream, DeFi gaming is coming. It is the future of gaming. Now, how long it takes to really catch up, I don't know, but we're starting to get some pretty cool games, right? We're starting to get some really cool games in crypto. Or DeFi, I guess you could say. AI and gaming both represent automation, intelligence, digital agency, and alternative realities, which people are always looking to escape this reality, right? They point to futures people can visualize, even if they can't see them yet. Markets speculate on stories they can imagine, not products they can. And I think this is such a good distinction. It's one thing that when new people come into crypto and stuff, you have to constantly keep saying, right? The markets are speculative, and the charts measure emotion. Like, people have to think of that. They think it's all very, like, so overly technical and factual and point. It is and it isn't, So when people can really wrap their minds in a masses, in a majority setting, they can really understand something and wrap their mind around it. AI, gaming, metaverse, stable coins, like, they do really well, and those things come back time after time. But also they need to solve a big problem. Well, what's a big problem for a lot of people? Needing alternative realities, right? That's one I would definitely think of. But capturing the imagination of people is a big deal. So speculation as a discovery mechanism. Speculation isn't just greed, right? A lot of times you do hear people talking about, oh, they're just greedy and they're speculating, and you hear that kind of negative talk. Even in the stock market, you hear it. That's not specific to crypto. Greenfinger says, how long you been in crypto? Since before the last bull run, that's for sure. I want to say like something like 5.5, 6 years, something around there. But I've spent a lot of time, like, you could say, and I'm not trying to validate myself, don't get me wrong, you can think of whatever you want of me. I'm just a guy who's been in crypto for a while, but I also spent a lot of time like studying crypto. Like, you could be in crypto because you held a crypto coin. Like, I know people who've held Shiba Inu for 4 years, but they don't ever look at anything. They don't really own any. I know people who've been in XRP for since it dang near not came out, but like, you know what I mean, since it was relevant and people knew what it was before last cycle. And but they don't look at anything. A lot of them aren't even excited about crypto anymore, especially after last year. They kind of just check up on what's going on and for Bitcoin like every month or two, and that's all they do. So do you consider those people like they've been in crypto for 6 years, or like, are they even in crypto just because they own some crypto coins? Anyways, that's, I guess, a topic for another day. But yeah, that's about how long I've been in. And I've told my story before. I'll do it at the end of this. I'll tell you, not like my whole story. Don't get me wrong. I'm not going to do that. But I can just tell really quick the story of how I got into crypto. All right. Speculation is just greed. It functioned as early capital allocation, attention routing, and marketing experimentation. Money flows towards possibilities before it flows to proofs. Again, this stuff seems so surface value, but are you really wrapping your head around it? Is this what you're really thinking about when you look at the way things move on a daily basis? Why these narratives appear before product market fit? AI and gaming require heavy infrastructure, absolutely, take years to mature, and need real user adoption. Markets move faster than the builders. Speculation fills that time gap. I think that's really well said. I think that you kind of need both, right? Like, you need the attention and the excitement and the hype to kind of come and show people where people would be excited about. And that gets people to come and build, right? But it also needs to mature to get to what people would be excited about. They can't just build that quick. Like, you're not going to build a metaverse that's awesome in a matter of like a year or two while we're in a bull market. It's going to take multiple bull markets, right? It's going to take multiple time to really build something great. But people have already kind of spoken with the attention and hype and said, hey, we would be really excited about this if it existed. And then, of course, you have to mature, and then you need the real user adoption to come in to make it like a real viable thing that lasts time. I don't know if to say the test of time, but some amount of time. And then, of course, the markets move faster than the builders. This is why a lot of people lose excitement, because they want it now, but it can't be built that fast, you know what I mean? And then so speculation kind of fills the time gap. We get really bullish on it, and then we fade off because it's not happening fast enough, and then somebody puts out a little something that's kind of cool, and then we all get excited about it again. Maybe the market's actually pumping a little bit, and excitement comes back, and then it doesn't happen fast enough, and it's just this constant speculative cycle while they try to put it together. So while early visions fail, that's probably about what I just said. Early AI and GameFi projects fail because infrastructure wasn't ready, incentives dominated design, UX was poor, and speculation replaced purpose. Failure doesn't kill narratives, it refines them. So it's kind of like the proof through the fire, right? Test of the fire, right? Got to melt it down and make it harder and more condensed and better. So incentives shape behavior. So tokens attract early users, fund deployment, and stress test systems, but they distort priorities, encourage short-term thinking, and overpower product design. Incentives are tools, not foundations. Why crypto amplifies these cycles? So crypto moves faster than traditional tech, without regulation delays, with global liquidity that accelerates hype and failure. What we were basically just talking about there, and the difference between vision and readiness, right? Again, very much what I was just saying. AI and gaming vision are real and inevitable, but timing is always off, and infrastructure lags imagination. We can imagine things so much faster, then we can build them out, and when you build them, then you got to test them, test net, all those different things, make sure they really work. Markets arrive early, builders arrive late. That's a pretty funny way to say it. I always have AI break this into two parts, so that we can break it up and not overwhelm you with too much information at one time. I don't know. Did I say AI? I meant ChatGPT. Whatever. Same thing. It says, you're so right. My homie got XRP. He don't even know what the blockchain is. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So when people ask, like, how long have you been in crypto? There's such a big difference between, and I'm not trying to, like, toot my own horn or anything, but somebody who owns crypto, let me say this how I really want to say it. Somebody who just owns crypto and they're in crypto, and they are, because they're somewhat concerned about it, and somebody who like is deep diving and researching coins all the time. And real quick, I'll just tell very, very quick my story. Most of you guys have heard it, but I know Greenfingers is new here and he kind of asked, so it's for Greenfingers. There was the pandemic that happened and the markets tanked. Traditional markets, stock markets, right? And so I had a little bit of capital from some businesses I was running, and so I went, and Robinhood was putting out a lot of ads at that time, right? It was before Robinhood had like a really bad reputation, and so I bought some. They went up, and it seemed like it was time to get out. Like they had gone up quite a bit, and I was up, a decent amount. So I figured, what the heck, let me get out of it. So I cashed out of it. I wasn't like big into playing the stock market all the time at that point. You know what I mean? It was just a very obvious move to make because we were down a lot. So I had some profits. I honestly wish I could remember how much money I made off the whole thing. I don't really remember. Wasn't anything life-changing. But I took like somewhere between $220 and $250, and I threw it on Robinhood. At that time, there was I think there was only 2 cryptocurrencies on Robinhood, and they were new, right? I'd never really seen them on there until I went back to take my profits. It was Ethereum and Dogecoin. And so I bought a little bit of Ethereum, literally bought a little bit of Ethereum. I think Ethereum was around like $1,800 or $1,600 or something like that, about like $5 worth of Ethereum. But for whatever reason, I threw like between $220 and $250 into Dogecoin. Now at this time, Dogecoin was 0.002. And again, I didn't know anything about crypto. I don't even think I had really ever heard about it. And so then, things started moving. And as it started moving and the money started going up, because again, I bought at 0.002, it would then go to like $75. I started being like, what is this crypto? This money's moving so fast. That $220 at one point was worth like $23,000. And so that really got my attention, because I did the whole stock thing to make a buck. And then this was making one heck of a return. And I got lucky, and it was like right when the bull market was really starting to kick off that I bought it somewhat. I think I bought it a little bit before then. But anyways, you get my point. And so as that bull market kicked off, I got really into crypto, really excited about it, watched tons and tons of YouTube and different people. I know it's not the best name in crypto right now, but he was the hottest thing in crypto, BitBoy. I've been on, cruises to the Bahamas with BitBoy and stuff like that. It was like a community thing that they did, not like an exclusive. I knew him and he was my best friend. Nah, not like that. But it was a lot of fun. I got to spend a lot of time with a lot of the people from over there, and I know all the controversy over it. Obviously, I was a big fan and a part of that community while it was going well, before all of the stuff came out. And so, yeah. Anyways, that's basically what got me started, got me excited. And then a lot of people say this on the Lifer channel. I don't know, Greenfingers, how familiar you are with the Lifer, but a lot of people here are Lifers. And anyways, they brought him on ATB, or Around the Blockchain. That was like their big show where they brought other influencers on. That's where I learned about Crypto Jeb and a lot of influencers, Altcoin Daily, a lot of different people. And the Lifer was somebody they brought him on. They also used to bring the Lifer. They always talk about ATB with the Lifer. They used to bring him on the morning stream too to do TA. He'd been on there the morning stream to do TA quite a few times. And I just really liked how he did the charts. He put it in a way that was easy for me to kind of construct in my mind, and I was like, this is who I want to follow. So then I went and followed the Lifer for quite some time, went to his shows, and then one day I was watching him, probably been watching him for like a year. I think I was already in his paid Discord, and it just kind of clicked in my mind. I was like, this guy's going to be my mentor. Even if I don't know him, it doesn't matter. You need to have a mentor. I like what he's doing. I want to do what he's doing. So this guy's going to be my mentor. That's what I decided. And from there, it was pretty cool. At that point, he lived in Michigan. I never thought about actually meeting him or anything like that. And then all of a sudden, he moved Sarasota, Florida, which is like, I don't know, maybe a little less than 30 minutes where he lives from me now. And so I had a handyman company. At that time was my main source. I also had like a moving company and stuff like that, and a resale company. But then I was just shot him an email, and I was like, hey, is there anything I can do for you? I know you just moved into a new house. Can I do anything for you at all? And I didn't say it, but I was like, I just want to meet you really and meet you in person. I've been watching you for like 2 years at this point, or close to it. And he had like some bar stools that I guess they had just bought. They were too high. They were like 3 inches too high for his bar. And I was like, let me come knock them down for you, because woodwork is kind of what I've grown up doing my whole life. I grew up in my grandfather's, wood shop. And so I went, knocked them down. I was sweating a little bit, not because I didn't know what I was doing, but because I knew if I messed them up, you can't put it back on. You cut those legs, you can't put it back on. At least not easily. There is some stuff you could do, but it's going to look like crap. And they had nice stuff, so I knew if I messed it up, it wasn't going to go over well. And I nailed it. It went great. And that's how I met him and got to start hanging out with him. That was really cool. So anyways, that is how I met the lifer. Also how I got into crypto. And the time that I spent a week in the Bahamas with BitBoy and his team and stuff. And I also met Loudmouth. I don't know if anybody knows Loudmouth. Me and Loudmouth really clicked on that cruise. I like Loudmouth a lot. Anybody know who Loudmouth is? I almost feel like nobody knows who I'm talking about. White guy, big gold chains. If you know, you know. All right. He says, love that story. Yeah, me too. I don't tell it very often. 75 cents, not $1. Isn't that what I said? I said 75 cents, didn't I? Long live the King Lifer. Lifer gave me my first real strat. Yeah, I mean, he's the GOAT, man. He really is. How I found all of you exactly, Sammy. And then he shouted me out on his live stream a couple of times. That was big for my channel. That really was a big deal. It's when a lot of people came over and started giving me a chance. Love it, bro. Life gifted me the 99 for the life. Yeah, I thought that was really cool. And I feel bad for Bankroll because Bankroll won a free entry into the 99, and I don't think they ever gave it to him. And then Blues Guy won it, and they gave it to him. They were far apart. But I just think it's really interesting that two people from my community won that. If you've seen how he does it, it's super random. Like, he just picks a chat, or he'll ask you to do a number. Like, it's pretty wild. So grateful. Go watch Blues play some blues. Wildmouth talks a lot. Wildmouth? Loudmouth. I'm talking about Loudmouth. He's an influencer. Hope you have a great time, Blues. Much love, brother. Oh, he's going to play some blues? Okay. Nope, I have no clue who Loudmouth is. Here, let me pull him up on Twitter. He was a lot bigger back then. He would be, I don't know what he's doing nowadays. I'm sure he's probably still out there. Here we are, Loudmouth. I mean, he's basically an advisor and speaker now. A really cool dude, man. And he looks like a party animal, right? And we were all in the casino. It's a cruise ship. We're having we had a blast, man. It was so much fun. But he looks like a party animal. He doesn't drink or smoke or anything, actually. You wouldn't expect it because he looks like he's in the center of like the hardcore party all the time. He's a really cool dude. High energy, right? Really cool. Super high energy. I had a really great time hanging out with him for a week. Because, like, on the cruise ship, and I'll wrap this up, guys. I won't talk about this forever. But on the cruise ship, like, we had dinner with BitBoy and the team. There were 7 Frankie Candles. If anybody knows who Frankie Candles is, I was hanging out with Frankie Candles on the boat until, like, 3 a.m. in the morning, getting to know him a little bit. I'm not gonna act like we became best friends, and I haven't talked to him since. But it was cool getting to know some people. I played shuffleboard with BitBoy. But what they would do is there was like 4 tables in the dining room of the cruise ship. You'd come to dinner, and like you'd sit at a different table every night, kind of thing. It was interesting, right? It was really cool at the time. And it was actually the whole cruise was a gift to one of my brothers who worked for me for several years, and he was leaving my company to go do some bigger, better things, and I wanted to reward him, so I took him on a cruise, and we would watch BitBoy every morning, afternoon in the truck. We would watch that channel because we were both into crypto. It just recently got into crypto, and so yeah, shout out to my homie because that was a lot of fun. Anyways, that's where we'll end that, and we will move on from there. Let's hop back into the deep dive real quick. I want to wrap this up. I know it's a Saturday night, and maybe you didn't expect us to do a crypto raising event on a Saturday night. I don't know what you expect. So the second part is called What Survives After the Hype. Now, one thing, you might think that I'm just talking from ChatGPT. I prompt and I tell ChatGPT what I want to talk about and where I want to go with everything. And then it helps me organize my thoughts, right? and put them in an order where I'm not just like sitting here. Can you imagine if I tried to do some of these things just off top of the dome? I'd probably do pretty good, but I'd probably loop around and ramble and not make clear sense, or not like, break it down from the top to the bottom like I really would like to do. So the post type filter. All right, let's see what we got going here. Yeah, next man, right? He never gave it to me. LOL. I messaged them, but I know they busy. I would pay and join, but I like for people to keep their word, even if it's a big page. Yeah, and just so you know, bankroll has nothing to do with the lifer, bro. It really doesn't. He's got a whole team, and they dropped the ball hard on that one. I can tell. He doesn't manage that stuff. Oh, yeah, because we all go in together at Underground this year, guys, and we will invite Sam. Indeed, I'll play the blues party for all of us. That would be pretty awesome. Is that guy a meme coin or an NFT guy? Are you talking about Loudmouth? He is both. I mean, he's an NFT guy, and a lot of times meme coins come in that territory. He made a lot of money off of like NFTs and stuff. I think he made a lot of money back in the day when NFTs were huge, when they first came out and everybody was going crazy. He looked like a loudmouth, LOL, kidding. Oh yeah, Frankie Candles is cool. Must have been so much fun underground. Yeah, it was a lot of fun. I wish that the whole thing didn't fall apart, because they were going to do more cruises and stuff, and that just, I mean, you probably know the story at that point. Talks really fast. I can't wait to go back to call lots of crypto out there more than where I'm at. Yep. I remember I used to watch him too. 2008 was big BitBoy. Then whatever happened. He lost his marbles, I heard. BitBoy, sorry to hear that. I have a lot of takes on that. That might be for another time. I mean, he was good to us, man. He was really genuine. This is something, anybody can say this. You don't have to take my word for it. I am really, 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 really good at telling people and their a level of genuineness. I'm just really good at it. I've always been that way. I grew up in really rough areas. I can tell if somebody's got a hidden intention. He was really good to us. I don't have really anything bad to say about him. I think he got screwed over. And I think all I'm going to say is I think he had a tendency to trust people and let people in too quickly, and I think he did that with the wrong people. And they messed him up. Because this is one thing I want to say. On the cruise ship, he was talking about it like it was a positive thing, right? One of the things that he did, because there were events that they threw on the cruise ship, right? And so he was talking about how that he was protecting the company and the brand, right, by kind of removing himself so that if anybody ever tried to sue him for some of the things that he says and stuff, they would protect the company. But I don't think that's what was going on at all. I think they were trying to get him to remove himself from the company so that when they went to take it over, he wouldn't be able to stake any claim in court. And that's exactly what happened. All right, the post-hype filter. After speculation, see how I went right into that? After speculation fades, weak projects disappear. So post-hype filter, if you understand. Weak projects disappear, real builders remain, infrastructure quietly improves, the phase creates durable system. AI after speculation. Real AI use case in crypto. Automation, fraud detection, that's a big one. Agent coordination, data verification, that's a big one. System optimization. Not meme bots, fake dashboards, and token wrappers. This is what we see a lot of the time. And projects that we see come out, no token generation event, and they're talking about AI, and they're a launch pad, and they have this dashboard, but when you click it, it says coming soon, and all of the meme bots over on Telegram, that's not where it's at. Function replaces fantasy. Gaming after speculation, right? Sustainable gaming focuses on fun first, ownership second, and incentives third. You don't want to put the incentives too high. This is what play to earn has really messed up. Incentives way too high. All the money gets drained out of it. It's not long term, and then it collapses under its own weight. And people basically sucked all the money out of it and ran away. It was not sustainable. Gameplay leads economic support. The system survives. When these narratives keep returning, they return because the underlying problem still exists. And this is kind of how we started the whole series. And it's just like the biggest takeaway. When when there's a really big problem and a narrative around it, like RWAs was, I think, Tuesday, there's a big problem with tokenizing assets, right? Tokenizing gold and things like that can be a really big deal because gold is very hard to move around. Technology improves slowly, and timing changes each cycle. Markets don't abandon good ideas, they reset them. And I think that's a good take because I think a lot of people get really disappointed and down when they invest in a narrative and stuff and it doesn't do what they want it to do as quickly as they want it to do. Cycles versus progress. Cycles feel repetitive. Progress is slow and uneven. Narratives repeat. Implementations evolve. Why crypto is a narrative machine. This is really good. Crypto sits between finance, technology, and imagination. It really does. That's what makes it a new up-and-coming market. That makes it speculative, experimental, and emotionally driven. Perfect conditions for repeat cycles. The funding function of speculation. So speculation funds experiments, right? So people speculate, they pour money into a market cap, they take that market cap, and they keep some tokens usually in their treasury. That's what gives them money. And then they can fund experiments and accelerate development, support builders, hire devs, all of that stuff. So even when it fails, it still pushes progress forward. Even when the project completely collapses because they just didn't make the right moves. Those devs that worked hard on that stuff still have the experience and are probably going to gravitate towards projects where that experience that they have is beneficial to them. And then you will see them move into newer projects that are doing something similar or the same. And they'll be able to take it a lot farther and see it a lot clearer. And eventually they're going to get something that works well. So the maturity curve. Each cycle improves infrastructure, removes bad actors, and raises standards. Progress happens quietly. So why AI in gaming will eventually work? Not because of hype, right? But because automation is inevitable, digital worlds keep expanding, and ownership matters. Reality catches up to speculation. The core insight here is AI and gaming don't fail in crypto. They mature across cycles. Each cycle funds the next version, teaches better design, and hardens infrastructure. How this fits across series, crypto narratives return for structural reasons, evolve with infrastructure, survive because problems persist. Understanding this removes the emotional reaction, which is one of the hardest things to get out of the way, especially with trading. Closing thoughts. Speculation fades, infrastructure remains. The narrative that returns, or the narratives that return, are the ones still building underneath even when the attention dies off and goes away. Let's go ahead and pop back over here. Let's look at the hourly for crypto bubbles. Let's read the chat. Yep. Sorry to hear that. Blues Guy says, I'm watching him now and he looks unwell. Dark circles under his eyes. I think his liver is failing. He looks weak. Sad to see. Just saying, sending healing energies. He's definitely not the same person, and I think I know why. One thing with him and his energy is he was very up and very down, very up and very down. I mean, I guess that you could almost put him in like a bipolar scenario. I'm not diagnosing him. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was somewhere in that category. And now he looks numb, which to me seems like antidepressant and psychoactive medication. If you know anything about the court stuff that he was going through, I think he pretty much pled insanity, I think is what he did. And I think when you plead insanity, they treat you like an insane person. I think he even went to a mental type facility for some time. And so I think that they gave him those medications. And when you get those medications and stuff, they make you numb. You know, you're depressed. You don't like the way you're feeling. Well, how would you like to never feel anything ever again? And I have a long history with it. Not personally, I never took the stuff, but my mother would take those kind of medications, and I know the difference. I can see the difference of when somebody's on them and when they're not, because they're like a hollow shell of themselves. I don't know what's worse. I'd rather be depressed than not feel anything at all. But that's me personally, and other people live their lives. I ain't judging nobody. You do what you want to do. All right, I'm going to hop on a round of Panzer Dogs. Welcome to the Underground Crypto Hangout part of the night. What are you drinking, Underground? I'm drinking a ginger ale with Zevia, or with stevia, sorry. The brand is called Zevia, and now I just permanently call stevia, the sweetener, Zevia because of the brand. Good marketing, huh? But yeah, it's a sugar-free ginger ale. That, and I got a bottle of electrolytes over here. I've been drinking this ginger ale for like 4 hours. Come on, got him. Can't believe I hit him across the map with that thing. That was a heater, that missile. Blues guy, you're free to join if you'd like. When it comes to DeFi games, this browser DeFi game, man, I really cooked him with that thing. I was too close, I got hit. As a browser game, this game is a lot of fun. Simple, point and shoot. At least it's three-dimensional. Play to own, right? Not play to earn, play to own. NFTs, everything are NFTs. Upgrade your tank. You basically, from playing the rounds and stuff, you get scrap. That's like the in-game currency. And then you can open like a box. You can open a box every like 1,000 scrap you get, which is like, it's like every two and a half games, so long as you're like, for the first, like, I don't know, probably for the first 6 to 8 games you play a day, they give you like a bonus boost, you know. And that bonus boost will get you a box like every two and a half games, depending on how well you do. That's what it is for me. And then you get great NFTs. And you can burn the NFTs you don't want. The game is pretty cool. And I do kind of look at their Discord every time they have announcements. Seems like they're still building. It seems like the team's still pretty bullish on it. It says aluminum. I'm on you, man. Aluminum is so healthy. Yeah, I'll definitely invite you. I assume you're being sarcastic. I assume that your aluminum is not healthy. I'm sure of it. Guess I got to get my Z-Light back, huh? Go back to detoxing with some Z-Light. I know you know about Z-Light. During the Underground Crypto Hangout part of this show, if you're just coming into the show, like we've been streaming for 2.5 hours already. We raised our crypto IQ. We kept a pulse on the market. We did TA on a bunch of different coins. We looked at crypto bubbles. We looked at top gainers, top losers. We looked at all kinds of, shout outs from the crowd. It's been a really great stream. And the way that we usually end these streams, not that we're about to get off, but as we switch to the Underground Crypto Hangout, it's where we talk about all the fun things that there is to talk about. What people are thinking, what they're feeling. Bankroll, you still in the building? Still here, Bankroll? Yep, he sure is. So this would be a good time for us to hash out a little bit what you had mentioned in the Discord, Bankroll. And a big shout out to Bankroll for just being such an active person in crypto in general, especially here, where we've given him his own tab and an ability to kind of set up shop here a little bit. But just coming up with ideas, being innovative. One thing about Bankroll that I really commend is his enthusiasm and excitement for, the space, what I'm doing, what he's doing. I just love it, man. Keep going, brother. Don't let anything get you off base, get you off focus, whatever it is. But anyways, he had a great idea about us making maybe a tab and doing a list of like the top coins that we're really focused and bullish on, I guess is what we're looking. There were several different ways that we could do it. So first maybe give me your idea again, what you were thinking, because I got a couple of my own, which is really just what you said, but different ways to implement it, right? So they're more like kind of plays off of your idea, but I kind of want to hear you put out what your idea is, and then of course that way, Melissa and Blues Guy and everybody can kind of hear exactly what you were getting at. And then I'll talk about some of the other things that I had ideas about. Got him. Yo, I'm cooking this round. 10-1. How many kills did I get? This dude. Hey, man, you deserve it, bro. You working hard. Love to see that. Top dog, I got 6 of those 10. Cooking. How was the lag, Blues Guy? Was the lag good or bad? Were you getting laggy? Almost got to open another box. Then I got the electrolytes, but I know Blues Guy's going to yell at me because I got plastic. All right, let's run. I need to hop over into Katana Inu's Discord and see what other people are saying. I know, Blues Guy. I'm never going to get it right. Blues Guy, one thing that I was a little confused about is that, well, what happened? Why are you not in here? Why are you not in this game? Is you were talking about the plastics, but then you were talking about, like, boiling it or letting it sit in, like, copper with copper ingots or whatever. But, like, how does that... I get how that could structurally restructure water. I get that. But how does that remove plastic? Like, the plastic still got to be in the water, right? I would imagine so. Oh, I need to put this thing on full screen. Bang, cooked him. All right, let's put this thing on full screen. Oh, need that health. 4-0. Aluminum and plastic? Well, yeah, what else does anything come in? I don't know what you guys drink out of in Canada. Maybe in Canada you guys have like ice cups. Is all of the cups and bottles in the grocery store, is it all made out of ice? I don't know. I've never been to Canada, so I don't really know how that works. Maybe y'all use ice cups. But here, everything comes in plastic. Like, yeah, I could take it out of plastic and I could put it into something else, but I guess the only real way to do it, Blues Guy, would be like reverse osmosis my own rainwater. Is that what you're doing? I need to know. Oh, man, I got cooked. A filter. Yeah, but what filter? Blues Guy, I have researched every filter you can think of. Is not a new topic to me at all. What filter has the ability to remove plastic particles other than reverse osmosis? I was joking about the ice cups. Don't get mad at me, Blues guy. You need a filter than pour in a copper cup. A Berkey? Yeah. Uh, uh, mm, Pretty sure I've researched Berkey, and I don't think that they do that well. They do have some different tiers of filters, so like on maybe their highest end, probably better. But their filters are not removing microplastic particles. Not to my research. I don't know if they maybe they came out with a new micro particle filter that I don't know about. Feel free to send me, and I'm being genuine. I'm not trying to mess with you. Send me like a link to the filter that you think is the best. Because I've used it in the past many times, and I have lots of friends who use those, jugs with the filters, Berkey and several other ones. I know that you have like the what is that thing called? I'm gonna call it the Keegan, but I don't think that's what it is. It's like the $4,000 like uh, ionizing water thing. It's like a big affiliate program. They cost like $4,000, but you're supposed to have them for like life. All right, I'm gonna take your word out. Send me a link, Blues guy, to the one that you use, and if the research pans out that it removes microplastics, I will buy one. You got my word on that. I will definitely buy one if it removes microplastics. Microplastics are really hard to get rid of. So just your average filter does not even come close to touching it. And when I researched Berkey filters, a lot of them didn't even really touch a lot of your aluminums and stuff like that. Sorry, I'm playing the game. It's a little hard for me to chat. I see you just chilling, which is fine. He says, yes, they do. They use charcoal, bro. Anyways, you can also make your own, dude. Sand, charcoal, rocks, sand again. Yeah, you're talking to the Keegan. Yeah, that's different. I know it's different. That's more about ionizing water. That's not so much about thing. He says, underground, you do you. I'm only saying, man. No, they're not hard to get rid of. Okay. I don't know. And I hear you, bro. I don't want to drink microplastics, Blues guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to fight you for the right to fill my body with microplastics. Like, don't get me wrong. If it's as easy as buying a Berkey filter, uh, and that checks out, I would do that. I just went through a time where I looked into a lot of those. Maybe they're gotten a lot better. Sand and charcoal, okay. I'll definitely investigate that as well. Bankroll says shoot him. Yeah, we were crushing him. We were crushing him. I got a box to open. Let's go ahead and open that up. Please give me some super rare loot. When it first opens the box, they show you the color of the star. Oh, I did. I got it. I got a rare something. A paint job, it looks like. I mean, I guess it's better than no rare anything. All right, let's see. Which one was that? I don't even. Oh, I have two of these. The Alpha Under, is that what it was? Or was it this one? No, I've had that one. That one's kind of cool, but it's not rare. You got to stay with the rare stuff. That's the one I've been using. Arguably the best one. I've had that one. Yeah, I must have got a double. I wonder if I can burn that one. See if Blues Guy's ready to. Yep, he is. Says no, lol, not fighting. I'm laughing. All right. He says Berkey and copper, and place a piece in your Berkey. You place a piece of copper. Okay, understood. And now you just pour whatever water you want in there, right, Blues Guy? Like technically, you could take a bottle of water from a plastic bottle, pour that through your sand and charcoal, and then from there put that in your Berkey with your copper. I think I follow. I think I like this. I'm gonna try it out, man. I also like the idea of just having my own reverse osmosis system and collecting rainwater, and then I'll be like fully. What do you want to call it? So I'll be fully sustainable. I think that's why they don't want you to collect rainwater. Because then if you learned that you could take that rainwater and become sustainable with it, well, they'd be very mad at you, I guess. I don't know what they do. It is like illegal to collect rainwater where I live. Nobody cares. Like, there's nobody like checking for it. Now, if you like tried to like do reverse osmosis and then like sell, I don't know, jars of it to your neighbors, they would shut you down so fast. It'd be crazy. Yeah, tap water too. Not a big fan of tap water. I mean, when I was first really looking into filters, a lot of it was for fluoride removal. And that's why, like, maybe I'm not as up to date on the plastic removal, microplastics. But tap water, I don't know what they do in Canada. Do they put fluoride in tap water in Canada? I don't know. But a lot of them didn't touch fluoride, right? They didn't touch fluoride when it came to tap water. Right. I hear you on that one. With the rainwater, I'd want my own reverse osmosis. They're not that bad. They're like $250 for like a really nice copper reverse osmosis set on like Amazon. But yeah, you could filter. I mean, I definitely know a lot of those survival tricks for filtering water through like sand and charcoal and stuff like that. Yeah. So what do you do about? Oh, I got another rare NFT. What do you do about the fluoride in your water? Because I know that the Berkey is not touching that. I don't think sand and charcoal is getting fluoride out of your water. I'll look up some stuff for you, bro. Okay, just so you know, I'm genuinely interested in this. Shout out to whoever's still here. I know you probably feel like the stream is over because we're just playing some games, but it's nice to hang out with the community a little bit, you know, and not just always have to entertain. Even though I'm still trying to entertain here, but get into what y'all want to talk about, you know. Bankroll could tell us about, you know, how his day went. How much money did you make today, Bankroll? That's what I want to know. Because he's got the bankroll rolling. As far as I understand it, he got that bankroll rolling. Like, don't even think about grabbing that machine gun, bro. Nope. Don't deserve it. Hit him from a mile away. I need more health. I don't like that health number. Not at all. Dang. So close to taking him out. Couldn't do it. Back to full health, though. Got him. Shots on deck. He's got that stupid machine gun. I don't know how the heck I keep missing this guy. Come on now. Give me that machine gun. Let's re-up on some health. Oh, we only got one kill to win. Time ran out. Don't underestimate the power of copper. Copper will clean it after sitting in it for more than 24 hours. All right. I mean, I don't believe that that's impossible. But, like, I'm the type of person who would get fluoride. I would do it, and then I would literally fluoride test my water. Like, I'd send it to, like, a little lab or something that tests it, and I'd get, like, actual tests back and stuff. Or, I mean, they have fluoride test kits yourself and stuff that'll measure levels of fluoride. I'd probably start with that. I'm assuming you've done that. All right, let's see how long we've been live streaming for. Almost coming up on 3 hours. It's a great weekend stream. I appreciate all of you guys. It's amazing that after, 2 hours and 42 minutes, we still got 10 people on the stream. I love that. It's getting bigger. It's getting better. It's moving faster. And I really don't feel like it's going to be very long before we're fully monetized. Now, what will that really mean for everything? It'll really just mean that I'll be able to make a little bit more income from YouTube. So I can, what do you call it? I want to say validate. That's not the right word. I can justify spending more time on YouTube, right? So there's that. That's really what it's all about to me, is just being able to justify my time, spending more time on YouTube, and making a little bit more money, right? That would be great. Are you done, Blues Guy? If you are, no big deal. There's other stuff we can look at. Let's go hit Chainers real quick. Hit that city map. I had some stuff to claim. Let's see what it was. A mission booster pack. Something for the farm. I got some broccoli seeds. He says, Underground, you're the man, bro. Hey, I appreciate you saying that. Also, yeah, I'm lagging. No worries. I'll pop back in and check in here and there. Just breaking it up. It says there's 9 people here. Did anybody watch the video that we put out about Flare Network, me and Blues Guy? Because if you enjoyed that video, there are several more videos coming your way. Like a lot. I think he's already got 10 of them put together. So we'll have one every other day. Not every day, but every other day. And it'll feel like every day. Trust me. That way, in those in-between days, I really like every other day, because in those in-between days, I'll have days where I can put stuff out too. You know what I mean? Because you don't want to put too many videos out too close together, because the algorithm will really make them like compete against each other instead of work together. That's problematic. And you got to remember that, like, they don't want you posting 4 videos a day, because if everybody did that, they'd have a hard time getting people to watch that many videos on YouTube every day. Was so fun to make. Yeah. I know you enjoyed it, because I know you're passionate about it for sure. 0.0004 BNB. How much BNB is that? Let's go to Google. What is going on? Don't tell me these. I don't know what it is. I got to figure out what it is. But it keeps switching my web browser search engine. Yeah, I could. What the heck is Yandex? I've never heard of that. But keeps switching it from Google to other stuff, and it's kind of driving me crazy. I don't like it. Makes me feel like I have a virus, and I don't. I'm very confident that I don't have a virus. All right. What am I doing? I wanted to look for a BNB calculator. No, never click sponsored stuff. That is not a good idea. Oh, you know what? Why would I use that? Why would I subject myself to that? 0.0042. There you go. Right. It's around 38 cents. Oh, yeah. Raking in the dough. Did you say Yandex? Yandex? Yeah, like as a web search engine. It was one of the lists on the search engine, and I've never seen it there before, so I don't know what the heck is up with that. Yeah, I really want to merge into a better wood plot, but I don't have 25 CFB. I'm getting there. I only have 12.5. And why do I still mess with this? I don't know. Because it doesn't take a lot of effort. It doesn't take a lot of work. I can look at it like, I keep it up. I can hit it twice a day and then, like, just move on, break things up during the day. That's about it. Well, it looks like we've hit that part of the stream, guys, where I'm going to go ahead and jump off. See if we can make it. So Yandex is a million times better than Google. It's for the people, not controlled by the dark side. On Yandex, I watch any movies in the world for free. Yandex is Russian. Okay, that's very interesting. I would say that I don't really use Google for much. Very, 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 very randomly. I use usually ChatGPT for stuff. I had a slip up where I was going to try to look up a B&B calculator like I used to use back in the day. But then I was like, I'll just use ChatGPT to convert that. I really don't need a random website, because you got to be careful about those sponsored links on Google. I like having Google as my main because I can quickly get to my Gmail and stuff like that really easy through it. I don't ever search anything on the web anyways. Try Yandex, bro. Maybe I will sometime. It was never an option before. So the top losers of the day, Power Protocol, that SIS or Islamic coin, whatever. I don't know why I'm trying to say the ticker. I mean, it's no surprise that thing pulled back. It pumped like 500%. Yeah, it pulled back a little bit. That's not crazy. Not crazy at all. And you can already pull it on TradingView. Yeah, widget unavailable. Okay, that's what I expected. Seemed too early for that. Says, I hear you, great stream. Yeah, thanks for saying that. Pretty much just me and you right now. And thank you, everybody, for being here. I could thug it out for another 10 minutes. We had 68 views. The average duration of view watch was 24 minutes. It's not too bad. Viewer activity. Let's see. Oh, something went wrong. Something always breaks in the back end of YouTube. Eyes on Flare about to lift off. See ya, says Melissa. Yeah, thanks everybody for being here. You know what it is. Stay underground. Stay crypto. And I want to see how many people like the stream real quick before I hop off. 15. All right, that's cool. I like that. All right, everybody, have a great night. We're going to be back tomorrow, hopefully. Very slim chance that there's no stream tomorrow, but I think that I'll be able to make it. And then, of course, a whole new series for Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, all that stuff. Blues Guy says voice chat. Yeah, we could probably hit the voice chat. I don't know who else would want to hit that voice chat, but that's the power of the Discord. I'll pop in there in a few minutes, guys. And stay underground, stay crypto. Crypto run out. And right now, our watch hours are 3,648. We need to get to 4,000, and it's not, that doesn't count any of this and anything that we got today. All right. Later, everyone.